suffers, it's going to be the stream because we have to do the radio show for the thousands of people out there. But Rach thinks she's figured it out, so we should be okay.
We are up and running. We are streaming now.
Nice. Join us, YouTube or Facebook. Kev, take it away. Talk about the things tomorrow that you're excited about.
Well, I mean, they're not just specific to tomorrow, although the story starts tomorrow, right? Like tomorrow is like reading the first page of a new book. And what's really interesting for me, we've talked, all around this through the off season and up until, through spring training, but it's going to be different, right? So I've been covering opening day. This will be, I haven't done the math on it. My first opening day was 2007. So it's 20. This will be the 20th one.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of these, not as many as some others. Tom Ackerman's seen more than I have, but 20 of them. And this is a unique start to a season for a Cardinals team in that time. It's the first time. I know last year was kind of half-seas, right? Last year was kind of like, we're going to ride the fence and try to be good, but also maybe do the runway and all that stuff. This is the first time it's been very clear. We're not trying to win the division. The playoffs are not necessarily the goal, although obviously you always want it, right? Everybody wants it, but that's not how the offseason was built. And I'm going to be really interested to see two things. I mean, tomorrow will be great, right? Tomorrow is going to be full house. The streets of St. Louis are going to be loaded with people. It's going to be hot. It's going to feel like July, but it's going to be exciting. It's going to be our Mardi Gras. Then what is it like game 2? And how much does it change? And how much do we notice? And what kind of gets Cardinals fans back to being excited? Do you need to see the 90-win team before? Or do you get excited about J.J. Weatherholt? Do you get excited about some of the young players that are going to be getting cracks as the season goes along? You're going to see Joshua Baez. You're eventually going to see a lot of these young guys we've been talking about, and some of them obviously right now. So what does it draw? For a fan base that's used to winning, when do you start to kind of buy in? And do you just have to say, wait, I'm going to be patient and I want to see it before I believe it?
This is a pretty in the weeds question for me, but when you started talking, it popped in my head. Most years, most teams are making decisions at the trade deadline like we did last year.
Yeah.
Remember listening to you guys?
Yeah, based on where you are.
For a month ahead of it, like, what do we do? Do we sell? Do we buy? Do we this? Do we that? When you're a solid, we all know it, rebuilding team, do we already kind of know what we're going to do at the trade deadline?
Barring something crazy, right? I mean, if the team has a ridiculous first 4 months and somehow is in contention, well, maybe it changes it. But again, that's, when we're looking at it today, that's not likely. Nothing's impossible, but that's not likely.
But we wouldn't be looking to shed people like we did last time.
Not in that scenario. Okay. I would bet that because they don't have that many expiring contracts. It's not like they have a bunch of guys that are walking into free agency at the end of this year. You might have a couple of guys, like an example would be Lars Nootbaar, who has this year and next year under contract. So if he's playing well at the deadline and you're not in it, makes sense to move him because the team getting him gets him for 2 playoff runs, right? You get him for this year's playoff run, and then you have him for all of next year. That would get you more in return than if you waited till the winter. And I wouldn't imagine there's a big thing. You could see Dustin May moved if he's having a good year.
Boy, I hope not.
I know. I mean, you'd love it. What you'd love to see is he gets off to a great start and decides he likes it here. And you give him, you end up signing him to a 2 or 3 year deal and paying him you have to pay him some good money to do that, though. Because if he's pitching well, he'll get attention in free agency in the offseason because he's not that old. He's 29 now. He'd be 30 at the end of the year. So, but that's a possibility, right? If he's pitching well and you only really control him through this year, a team could say, hey, man, that guy's throwing 100 and he looks great. We'll give you, 3 good prospects, including one, high-level one for a guy that could help us win the World Series.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
So I wouldn't imagine there'll be a big sell-off. A couple guys here and there, and then a lot of the rest of it's going to be churn based on which of the younger players earns more opportunity.
Yeah.
Do Scott and Walker hit? If they do, well, then they're going to be all season long here. If not, they might get replaced. Maybe it's Joshua Baez. I mean, God, I'm a big fan of Nathan Church. I think he's got a chance to be kind of the next, the way it used to be put was the Cardinals devil magic player, the guy that people hadn't really heard of nationally. Turns out he's actually a really good player. Wouldn't shock me if that's him at all. He's a really good player.
Amy asked a very interesting question, sort of the question. She says, do you think more people will be in the stands this year now that Mo is gone? Whether Mo deserves blame or accolades or both or whatever. Wheels, that the city kind of turned against him there at the end.
Sure. I mean, and he knew it. I mean, he joked about it with us quite a bit. He was doing that even last opening day when we had him down at Cardinals Nation.
Yeah.
Nobody will. This is a bit of an overstatement, but it's pretty close. Nobody goes to games or doesn't go to games because of who the president of baseball operations is. I don't believe anybody stayed away because of Mo. They stayed away because the team wasn't good enough, right? I mean, if you look at these last 2 full seasons of Cardinals baseball, actually 3 full seasons of Cardinals baseball, 71 wins, 83 wins, 78 wins. That's why people are staying away, because what everybody was used to was 90 plus. It was making the playoffs almost every year. Now, they had a little stretch there, 16, 17, 18, where they didn't, but then they had 4 more years in a row making the postseason. Before that, it was like 6 years in a row making the postseason. Like, people are used to that, and it's always the record. The record, and let's be clear, the specific players that you have. Do you have a ticket seller? And we don't know yet about if the Cardinals have a ticket seller, right? Maybe J.J. Weatherhold is that kind of guy. Maybe not. A lot of guys that are ticket sellers are the home run hitters. Well, they don't have many of those ready for the big leagues right now. So I don't know. I mean, Mason Wynn's a great player. Does he become a ticket seller? Don't know. It's hard to know.
You know what's funny about this? I've lived here my whole life, been a Cardinals fan my entire life. And it wasn't until this happened that I really appreciated how great we've usually had it, especially with Albert, Yachty, Wainwright, that crew.
Yeah.
Man.
So again, just to put it into that kind of perspective, I got here in August of 2006. That's when I moved to St. Louis and took the job at KMOX. So they won the World Series in 2006. And from that time, they've won another World Series. Mm-hmm. And we're in the playoffs. Let's see here. That is 11, 12 times. Mm-hmm. And then in contention in all of those other years too. Right? So any of those there were very few years where they were just out of it.
Yeah.
I think even recently, these last couple of years, well, the only one that they were really out of it early was 2023, the 71. But even in 2020 and 2024, 83 and 79, they were in it in the final week for a wild card spot. So
yeah, I know you talk about this all the time, Wheels, but like people in my generation, if you've been a St. Louis in this whole time, like, I was 15 in 2006.
Right.
I'm 20 in 2000. It's like, that's what the Cardinals do. They just win the World Series. So then to go a stretch without that, it's like, this is weird, but it was a pretty commonplace.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that's born kind of like, I'm trying to think of like how old you could be. Like, let's say if you were born in the year 2000, all you know is the Cardinals being good. So it's foreign to you when they're not, I mean, like, again, there were down years, but those down years didn't last very long. And even then you were in contention. Like, you were in it, I think, what was it? Like 2016, they only won 86 games, but you finished second place. Like, you're in the race. And that's a different thing than what you've been here these last few years.
Yeah.
And this year obviously going to be different than that too.
Tomorrow, during our broadcast segment, noon to 1:35, Wheels and I, we will have at least Al Raboski and Scott Terry.
Oh, it'll be good.
That'll be great.
You get some stories right there, buddy.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Some stories right there.
So if you want to meet those guys, you can be at Cardinals Nation. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tomorrow between noon and 1:30. Let me tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts. And I love the way they're doing these lives. I haven't really had a client in the past do it like this, but they are providing me with live endorsements from real customers. So even better than a hired gun like me. And I think I'm a good hired gun, and I'm one who actually cares that you guys get a good product and a good service. But so much better to hear right from the people who wrote the check. Here's the review from a couple in Glendale. From the beginning of my project, the service, professionalism, thoughtfulness, and efficiency has been unmatched. Mosby far exceeded our expectations. The follow-through is impeccable. They have a very cool app that keeps you informed of the timeline, and they have been following it every day. I cannot express how thrilled we are with this company. Would highly, highly recommend. It is worth the money, as other companies don't figure in the extra costs up front like they do. You'll end up paying it either way, so you might as well do it right up front and have everything planned out to your liking. They knocked it out of the park. That's a great point. As I've told you many times before, that the BBB gets more complaints about construction and remodeling companies than any other. And one of the big ones is they'll say you're looking at a $32,000 project knowing that it's 50. and they'll break the bad news to you along the way. Mosby's going to tell you, here's what it is, all in. We've done our homework. This is what it's going to cost, and they're going to stick by that. For more information, go to callmosby.com.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, save more on what goes into the job. Add power to your lineup with a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max tool. Plus, get up to 35% off select major appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. Get the job done right. Keep more in your pocket. That's Pro Savings Days. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Backed by popular demand, don't miss Blues Mystery Hat Giveaway Night. Join us April 7th as the Blues battle the Avalanche and take home an exclusive mystery hat to add to your collection. The first 10,000 fans will receive one of 3 hat styles, courtesy of Ticketmaster. The hats represent 3 eras of Blues hockey, and each features a stitched wordmark and logo from that era. Mystery hats are only available during this game, so get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com.
What if every time you spent money, you saved money too? With Achieve It Checking from Together Credit Union, you can do just that. Every debit card purchase is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and the spare change goes right into your savings. And here's the best part. Together Credit Union boosts your progress by matching qualifying savings up to $8 a month. It's a free checking account that helps you achieve more automatically. Learn more, or better yet, enroll today at togethercu.org. Together Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates, the doctor's doctors, 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
Renewal by Andersen is the #1 window and door brand for customer service. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 877-WINDOWS. That's 877-WINDOWS. Or head to rbastl.com.
Built on a century. Focused on today. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX 121. Talking about opening day, just because we're excited about opening day. Go to sleep, says Dave, as a fellow bald man. You look great without the beanie, my dude. Thank you, Go to sleep. That means a lot.
It's Nike season.
Dude, you've been through 2 seasons now. And it really is a thing. People like mark the year.
Yeah, they do. They're like,
by whether it's Nikki Head Dave or it's Beanie Dave. And Dave does it too. Like when I'm at home, I go in to get ready and I look in the mirror. I'm like, I don't even know who that guy is.
Okay, I do have to say it is funny because all winter you'll wear the short sleeves with the beanie. Today you've taken off the beanie, but you're wearing long sleeves. Yeah. It's like you're just rearranging the fabric.
It is. I'm telling you, when you're bald, it's all about temperature control. Yep. I've got 2 or 3 faces on my head that I have to deal with all the time. And then it was Roy ELP, TLP, not sure what all that means, says winning and / or family-friendly prices would see more people in the stadium. Rach has a story on that. I have a quick one here before she starts. They put out how much it cost to attend opening day at every stadium. And so what they're taking into account is 4 tickets, the cheapest available across the home games, 1 parking lot pass, 2 16-ounce beers, 2 20-ounce sodas, and 4 hot dogs. So family of 4. The most expensive is the Boston Red Sox. That's going to set you back $373. Oof. The cheapest is $159, which I believe is Kansas City Royals. And the Cardinals are at $165.
Yeah.
So we're close to the cheapest outing for a family of 4.
And that's for people that are cost conscious, because you can, if you take the average is probably higher than that on opening day, but that's not what it was.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It was the cheapest tickets that you'll be able to get. And if you are
how
in that mindset,
can you do opening day with 4 people?
Man, you could even do cheaper if you took the MetroLink, and didn't pay for that parking pass.
Yeah.
And you guys just told me, I didn't know this. I'm not a guy who packs a lunch to go to the game. I enjoy buying hot dogs and beers and stuff, right? But I didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah, you can bring food.
I did not know you could do that.
You go to the Cardinals website. They have it all listed out. But it's pretty simple. Like you can bring in food as long as they can fit in you have to have a soft-sided cooler if you're bringing a cooler. You can't bring a hard-edged cooler. You can't bring anything like that. But any drinks that fit in that are allowed, except alcohol. You can't bring any alcohol. But you can bring water. You can bring soft drinks. And here's the thing: up to 2-liter bottles. You can literally bring yourself a 2-liter if you wanted to. Now, again, for the drinks, must be factory sealed, clear plastic containers, and again, no larger than 2 liters. Coolers are 10 by 8 by 10, so they're soft sided, but those are the dimensions. And you can bring sandwiches, snacks. You're allowed to bring all of those things,
and
but you can't bring them in if you're in an all inclusive area. So if you're in a suite or any all inclusive place, you can't bring food there or drinks.
Interesting.
But it's right. It's already there. You're paying for it already.
And Rage, we now have a value menu.
Yeah, Busch Stadium has a value menu. There's going to be a concession stand on all levels that offer select items for $5 each. And those items are water, soda, popcorn, nachos, and hot dogs. So $5 a pop. I mean, it's steeper than you would pay outside of the stadium for most of those things, sure, but it's a really reasonable price when you compare with other stadium food. And then, of course, there's the Coca-Cola Unlimited tickets that we were talking about a couple weeks ago. Starts at $29. You sit in Big Mac land, and then you have a wristband that gives you access to the unlimited concession stand as many times as you want, and that has a pretty extensive menu too. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways to save money.
Yeah.
And then you can get the more high-end stuff that you go, just blow $30 on crumble cookies or whatever. There's really something for everybody.
I bought 4 games of the all-you-can-eat, and my first one is next Tuesday night. Front row, Big Mac land, $29 a ticket.
Nice.
All you can eat. I got band practice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nick and Bree are
I
going.
was going to say, call Nick. I'm sure he'll be happy.
Rach and Andrew, doesn't help you at all, but you were number 2.
Okay.
But
okay.
It's nice to be thought of.
Nick snatched it up.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
Nick snatched it up.
I should point this out too. Like if you haven't been to the ballpark a lot, they have water filling stations too. You can bring non-glass cups or bottles that you can fill at those too. So all of those things can be at no extra cost. But you do. I know that people know this if they go. You know this. We all know this. But you can't use cash at the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
Just be aware of that. Like you're not going to be able to bring a 20 and spend it. You got to use cards. And you can load your tickets up in advance if you'd prefer that.
I got to say, this bring your own food thing seems like an enormous game changer.
It's been this way forever.
Yeah.
Just people.
I didn't know.
And the people who know clearly take advantage of it. And the people that don't know complain.
Well, Wheels brings up a great point as far as the things you can't bring in, the things you don't know you can bring in. I think especially after COVID, that all got super confused because the rules were really strict, but they've loosened up on a lot of that.
That's back to the way it used to be.
Yeah. So just go to the Cardinals website.
Yeah, I say anytime you're not sure, man, Google's your friend. If you just search, can I bring food into a Cardinals game? You'll get an answer. It'll take you right to the Cardinals website.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Baseball is here, and for this baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. It's a betting customization that transforms how you experience the game. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. FanDuel, as you may or may not know, is the home of home runs, and In fact, I like Juan Soto, 37.5 for the season. I'm kind of feeling like you might go over that. So if you're ready to play your game, this is the time to do it with FanDuel. FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel is an official partner of MLB. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
Our temperatures back well above average on this Wednesday afternoon. Sunny skies, 78. It's warm tonight. Mostly clear skies. 70s for evening plans, 63 for the low. That's very mild for this time of year. Thursday, opening day, it's going to feel like summertime. Sunny skies, a fast warm-up, a hot afternoon. 92 record-breaking heat on Thursday for opening day, so dress appropriately. Here comes a cold front, though, late Thursday night with showers and thunderstorms around non-severe the way it's looking. That's mainly after midnight. 44 for the overnight low. Friday, a couple of showers and thunder showers first thing in the morning, then turning partly sunny. Noticeably cooler on Friday with 53 degrees. Saturday, 59. Sunday, 65. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sandberg Phoenix serves your business in litigation, intellectual property, and products liability. We're more than a law firm. We're committed to your success. Learn more at sandbergphoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-355-8662. 636-355-8662 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-355-8662.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett. I'm a board-certified master arborist, and I've been caring for St. Louis trees for over 25 years. Today, I'm going to help you choose a tree care contractor. Here's how it's done, so pay close attention. First, call everyone you know who has ever done any type of outdoor work, including that cousin that used to sleep on your couch. Leave them all messages and wait around to see if they call back. Here's a hint, they won't. Now, post to all your social media that you are looking for recommendations for a good tree service. Now beware, because there will be hundreds of different recommendations. So you need to carefully go through each one, checking that they have the proper insurance, background checks, and even the slightest idea of what they're doing. Schedule a bunch of appointments, and when nobody shows up, get really frustrated and put the whole project off for another year. Or you could just call Timberline Professional Tree Care, 636-479-7475. or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
Debuting Tuesday, March 31st, it's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol. Get inside your Redbirds and the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DUGS on KMOX. 1:33. I had an interesting morning. I went to Bethesda to visit my hospice patients and got to help Jackie eat breakfast. Jackie, my longtime patient who was on the cover of the magazine with me.
How's Jackie doing?
She's doing okay. She's hanging in. She's hanging in. We have great conversations. We really, truly do. And then Laverne and Shirley. Laverne, they're sisters.
Were they feeding it to you today?
Oh, boy. Laverne got me again.
Yep.
She's the one who asked me to tell her about myself, and I did. And then she said, what makes you think I'm interested in any of that information? And today she kind of did the same thing. She's on about a 60-second loop, so she'll kind of forget.
Okay.
And she tends to get scared. And like, who are you? And I tell her, and then she's like, I don't care. And then her sister, baby Jay, just, the impactful part to me, though, is I went down to visit one of my patients who's on the dementia floor, where the doors are locked and people are watched more carefully because they tend to wander and such. And there were about 6 gentlemen sitting out in the common area, just sitting there, not talking to each other, not talking to anybody. And they all just reminded me of my dad. They're sitting there with their ball cap sitting on the top of their heads, not pulled down. And so I decided to do something, and I'm so glad I did, because I almost just walked out. I've seen my people and, but I went to each one of the guys and I put out my hand and I introduced myself, and every one of them shook my hand, told me their name, and had a little conversation. And it just struck me, because, men and women are different, whether it's the greatest generation or it's Gen Z, there are differences. And I thought about how long it's probably been since another man walked up to this guy and shook his hand. Right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of sad. And I could tell that meant so much to them. Just someone treating them like a man, like a guy.
Just normal.
Just normal.
Yeah.
And one guy's wearing a Cardinal hat, and I'm like, hey, opening day. He's like, oh, I wish I could go. And I'm like, oh, I work for KMOX. He's like, oh my gosh. So it was very cool.
That's cool.
Nice.
And we're up to 100 volunteers now.
Nice.
For No One Dies Alone. And I asked Melissa, who runs it, do you need to come on the show and do another hit? She's like, I have 29 people on the waiting list.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to become a hospice volunteer from Bethesda, if you have a heart for it, if you think you could sit vigil with people who are literally passing away, you can go to BethesdaHealth.org and contact them, and you can volunteer. They can take more volunteers. But thank you to everyone who has volunteered, because they went from 15 to 100. And now we can cover more shifts and cover more vigils. And Jackie has 3 other people that visit her in addition to me. So it's wonderful. And what's really cool? I've met a lot of people my age, like Linda, who was the first one, who I love. There are so many WashU students. It just became a thing.
Aww.
A lot of them are foreign students from China, Taiwan, Bangladesh. And they come over here and, they don't have a lot of stuff going on, and they learn about this and they just love it.
Huh.
And so there's one kid that visited 100 days in a row during the summer last year.
Wow.
Right?
Damn.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it makes you feel great.
Yeah.
Really good.
Well, I'm glad that you felt moved to go say hi to those guys.
I am too, because, we all go through things like that every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on my way out the door and I'm like, because for all you know, you're going to scare the people, or you don't ever want to be a problem. But it was just so wonderful for me to just see that look in those guys' eyes.
Well, I didn't do any good deeds today, so.
Day's not over.
Yeah.
Day's not over. Trish and I went down a texting rabbit hole last night. I was in the zone and I saw a dog food commercial, and I wrote down on my show sheet, who the hell are we to decide what dogs like? Because none of us have ever been a dog. I'm sure there are scientists out there who will tell you that, dogs need this much starch and blah, blah, blah. But I've owned enough dogs to tell you one thing. They prefer people food. Mm-hmm. And when I was a kid and had dogs, we never fed them dog food. you would go out to the pen and you'd take the scraps from your meal and you'd give it to them, and they'd eat steak or chicken or whatever it was. Now, I'm not really saying this. I'm just saying we went down a rabbit hole where I'm like, why do we just feed dogs crap? Like, we just made that decision. We're bigger than you and we can tame you, and we're just going to feed you a bowl full of crap. And then she went off on her thing where she thinks that dogs need doggy soda. Like, dogs only drink water. Water sucks. Why can't we make up a doggy soda or something like that? So anyway, I spent a good hour last night doing that.
The doggy soda reminds me, you can buy kitty cat wine.
See?
I don't think it gets the cats drunk or anything. It might have a little bit of.
It's got a little bit of catnip in it.
Yeah.
But, my cat hated it.
I gotta say, I was never tempted. You know, I don't want to drink wine with my cat.
If there's anyone I know who would drink wine with their cat, it's you.
That's really mean, but it's really, really hurtful.
You don't think so?
I'm not like a big. Well, okay, sure. You know, it hurts when it's true.
You'd have a beer with R2 if you could, right?
I'm probably not a beer, maybe a tequila.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that'd be good for him.
You could make that happen tonight.
He's little. Be careful.
The dog food thing, I get what you're saying as far as we give them like the kibble, and who wants the kibble, really? But have you ever seen these people who feed their dog like a boiled egg and a salmon fillet and a chicken bone, and it's all in the same bowl, and it takes them like 30 minutes to prepare all of this and put it together, and the dog's like, oh, sweet. That's a little weird too when you're going like super gourmet for the dogs.
I mean, look,
there's got to be a happy medium.
It's a combination of convenience and cost, right? I mean, like feeding your dog. We've all, like, from the first dog we got 30 plus years ago till now, we've always included like human food with the dog food, whether it's chicken or cheese or vegetables or whatever. It's always something in there because it's good for them. But it's not an amount that you can afford to do it with all of the food.
Yeah.
Right. And think of a dog. They eat anything. Do they ever look like they care when they're eating their own crap or when they're picking up a goose turd on the walk or whatever? Like, they don't care. They're going to eat it because it's food, and they're not that picky. They are the least picky person you've ever seen in general. There are some that are a little bit more. I have one now that she's like, I don't know, maybe I'll eat it, maybe not. You know, you haven't changed it up in a while. I'm getting bored. Like, they exist, but mostly if you put it down, they're pretty happy that it's there.
Yeah, with Lucy, there are times where I'll have a little like a twang in my heart because I'll put the pate on the dish and I'm like, this looks so gross, but she's like excited for it, and then I'm like, this is just what I've conditioned her to want.
Yeah,
she should be eating.
I mean, the trade-off for them is they don't have to do anything and they're not in any danger. They don't have predators chasing them. They're not getting hit by cars. Like, that's their trade-off. Their trade-off is, all right, we don't get the A-list food all the time, but we have shelter and food and water and no danger.
Michael says my wife feeds her dogs better than she feeds me.
Well, that probably tells us about how you're acting.
I heard a thing last night. I think it was on KMOX because I was listening to Rush Hour. I'm not a video game guy. It just kind of missed me. But they were talking about how Fortnite, which I know of Fortnite, know a lot of people have been obsessed with it for a very long time, is just going down and down and down and down and down. And it just made me think about like what we do for a living, which is amazing. I've been able to keep this farce up for 25 years, you know, keep people entertained and coming back and wanting something new every day. That's almost impossible to do, especially when you think like if Fortnite can't keep people engaged, if they need a new challenge, they need new excitement, new games, more battles, like I said that like Arnold.
Battles. Get to the chopper.
Well, also consider this. What you're doing is so relatively cheap to produce in comparison to something like Fortnite. Like, they have to keep upping the ante.
Yeah, they're losing money all the time.
More and more money into it. So if you have less people using, it's like, okay, we're just losing money at this point.
So the big one now is Roblox. All I know about that is that kids get suckered in by pedophiles.
Yep.
What is Roblox?
That's such a good question.
I'm not totally sure what it is because it's like for like
it's for little kids.
Yeah, like
What's the new big one?
Like single digit children, but I think it is a game where you can make your own games in the game, right?
Okay.
He's right. Roblox is an online game platform and game creation system that allows users to program and play games created by themselves or other users.
So you can make like Dave's Adventure where you got to find all the, weighted blankets or whatever to get comfy before bed or whatever it is. Like something like that, and then like people can get on Roblox and play Dave's Adventure.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a way to I'm not 100% sure. I think there's a way to monetize it for the people who are making it. I'm not positive.
Dave Hyams brings up a great point too, is that Dave treats his audience like a friendship and people are going to stick with a friendship.
Yeah.
Whereas something like Fortnite is like,
impersonal.
Right.
Well, the game relationship is, but you're also online with other people and a lot of times your own friends. So it's a social thing too. But
right.
But games, this is the problem, is that games change so much and there are so many new options put out there all the time. It would be as if we're doing this show and there was a new radio station popping up in St. Louis every 2 years.
There's also,
and in video gaming, that just never stops populating.
right. A video game is also going to take the vast majority of your attention.
Oh,
where
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
I don't think that many people are just sitting and only listening to this show.
I
right
thought they
now.
were all just staring at the dial, waiting for the words to come out.
But no, I mean, you see, like, they're not going to be doing Sora anymore, this video generation thing from OpenAI. That's just something that, like, people were using it. It was just too expensive for them to host. The metaverse is going to be shutting down. That was Mark Zuckerberg's big thing.
Tragedy that
There's
was.
always There's always this new thing on the horizon. But so far, it hasn't really fully broken out yet. I don't know. It just, there's all these things where it's like, this is the next thing. And then maybe it isn't. But radio has stuck around for a long time.
Dave Hyams, that's a big compliment, especially coming from you being in the business. And you're right. You're right that my show has been and always will be based on a relationship. And that's so old school. Right? Isn't it amazing that we live in a time in 2026 where we have so many connections that aren't relationships? And so I think people have a hunger for that.
Sure.
Right. And also what Rach said, if you would have told me 5 years ago that people use this show passively and put it on in the background, I would have been so offended. Now I get it. And I have things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're some of my favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
I have television shows. I have music. I have radio shows. Like when I'm driving home, I'm listening to Rush Hour, but I'm also thinking about my day and, doing all this other stuff. So I now take that as a compliment that people can listen in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not going to be in the foreground.
Well, not all the time, but you might be in a like when you hit a certain topic or when there's breaking news or a big Cardinals thing or whatever. I mean,
it will be that more breaking news.
Oh,
I keep trying to tell the news.
Should do it like all of the. We should
Nightcrawler. Yes.
Yeah.
No, we should do what all the stupid aggregators do and just make stuff up.
That's what I'm saying. Right now,
and then when somebody calls us on to say, "Oops, our bad."
Out of all the reporters, the only one we have willing to make stuff up is Sean Malone. We need more of those.
We should kill people, and then we'll be the first people to know about it.
Always a step too far.
There he goes.
We'll be the first ones to know. We'll have all the scoops.
Always a step too far.
We'll have all the scoops. I'll just keep all the breaking news to myself.
There you go.
I have a live I didn't know I had.
Oh?
I was waiting for the music.
Oh, I see. So,
I was waiting for the live.
I
I'm
get
like,
you.
hey,
I
it's
get you. I'm like,
47.
because when you said that and you had it in your hand, I'm like, it's right there.
I'm like, damn, Rach, I've hit a couple of high points. You can just hit the music.
You're better
He
than
keeps
this.
going for the crescendo.
I don't know what she's looking for. This one is Dr. Kathy Maupin, and you guys know Dr. Kathy Maupin, which is great. That's what advertising is, like frequency and hitting an audience that this is relevant to. We probably have some people out there listening who are Rachel and Andrew's age, but believe it or not, in your late 30s, men and women both are seeing testosterone drop. And we're not sure exactly. Is it microplastics? Is it our position in orbit? Is it, we're not sure exactly what it is. We just know that it's happening and people are suffering. Relationships are suffering because people have trouble in the bedroom, men and women. People are just kind of moping around, and like when Kev does his live for his client, talks about the heavy legs. It's a thing, man. I've been getting the pellets for about 7 years now. As I told you, I'm late. I'm 6 months behind. So I'm back to my baseline, which doesn't feel great. Get my pellets next Wednesday, and it'll take a couple weeks for that to ramp up. And so by May, I will be feeling back to my new normal. Right next door is BioBalance Skin, where you get all sorts of things that make your face look better and younger and less wrinkly and all that kind of stuff, which I'll be getting a couple of those treatments before my band gig coming up on April 17th. For all things Dr. Maupin, go to biobalancehealth.com.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th, and you can take a victory lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance to bring the whole family for a fun St. Louis 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to kmox.com/events.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Italian subs for your finance team in Chicago. Easy Cater. Burritos for your call center crew in Plano. Easy Cater. Bagels for your sales reps meeting clients in Charlotte. Easy Cater. Hot chicken sandwiches for your third shift warehouse workers in Memphis. Easy Cater. Your teams may be spread out across the country, but you've got one platform to feed them all, whenever and wherever they work, with food they love from favorite restaurants. Easy Cater. Food for the workplace, all in one place. Order now at easycater.com.
For 100 years, KMOX has been a part of St. Louis. Now, those moments live on, preserved, remastered, and ready to be heard again. Discover KMOX from the Archives, a podcast featuring classic audio from a century of service.
Sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original.
The KMOX from the Archives podcast, available now at KMOX100.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can feel the Clydesdales circling the field. Hear the stands come alive. Smell the hot dogs, the popcorn, and cold beer in the air. See the crowd rise as the first pitch hits the glove. And just like that, a new season begins. The countdown is on until opening day, and tickets start at just $49. Don't miss St. Louis's favorite holiday. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/opening day.
Hot matchup, colder drinks, only at Busch Stadium when the Cardinals host the Tampa Bay Rays on Sunday, March 29th. Fans will take home a stainless steel Cardinals tumbler presented by Coca-Cola and Quick Trip, designed to lock in the cold and show off your Cardinals pride. It's the perfect companion for 9 innings and beyond. A practical addition to any Cardinals collection that'll keep you cool all game long. Tickets are available at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com.
Welcome back, DJS 152. Really excited about my next guest at the top of the hour. Joe Burke has been on the show before when he did a 9/11 walk, and he is the father of one of Maureen's friends. That's how I know of him. And he is a retired air traffic controller, and he still trains people. And so I reached out. He's like, "What do you want to talk about?" And I said, "Well, I kind of want to talk about LaGuardia and whether we're understaffed and what that really means, and our backlog and the future of AI." And he's like, "Great." So he'll be on the phone with us at the top of the hour. And I think that should be really interesting. If you have any questions, you can put them on the stream, and maybe we will ask him some of those questions.
Nice.
I thought this was weird. You know me. I'm a hopeful agnostic who has seen Bigfoot. So I'm kind of all over the place. I don't make fun of people's beliefs. I respect them. But this one kind of hit me weird. We live in 2026. We have robots and helicopters on Mars. If you look at just weaponry, we have things that can melt the earth, right? We have so much amazing technology. Yet I read a story on Drudge right before the show that there are thousands of crows flying into Tel Aviv, and the citizens are taking that as a harbinger of doom. What a time to be alive, right? Where you have spaceships and nuclear ballistic missiles and underwater this and that, and yet we still look to the skies and say, too many crows. This is bad.
I don't think the crows know anything.
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're smart. Crows are smart, but I don't think they know the future.
I mean, it is interesting. I mean, there are so many people who look around at what's happening right now and they're like, well, of course, it's the end of times.
Yes.
And it's like, well, people have thought that for a very long time.
But I got to tell you, as an agnostic who preached in times when I was a Christian, a couple weeks ago when we went into Iran, the same weekend as the blood moon, I was like, oh boy, this sounds a lot like 1981 days.
It's like straight out of Lord of the Rings. A red sun rises, blood will spill this night.
Yeah, but for all of my believers and all of my end times people out there, like, it's not like you don't have reason. I mean, we got a lot of stuff.
I don't know, man. If you experienced the world 1,000 years ago, you would have thought that was the end times too, because of how many people were dying and how much horrible it was when the plague is sweeping Europe, and these open battlefield wars were way more. I mean, people definitely had that feeling about World War I. Like, this could be it. Not some. I don't know if they looked at it in the biblical sense, but it was just such a horrible, horrific, long-lasting war.
You know what you're inviting right now? Crows.
Crow, that's fine.
You're gonna get home. Your house can be covered in crows.
Take a pet crow. They're smart, man.
They are smart. I have lots of crow tattoos.
I know. I was trying to imply something with that. Like, did the crows leave you alone because of that?
Are you a walking scarecrow?
I don't know whether I now notice it, but I see a lot more crows than I used to see.
How much could they know, by the way, if they're afraid of fake people? Scarecrows.
Larry Older here. Let me share Brian's story from Alabama, my mom's home state. He tells us after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain had started to limit me at work and at home, and now I'm amazed at how much relief I've gotten, end of quote. These are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do for you. I've told you about my buddy Tom, an avid golfer out on the green almost every single day. He says without Relief Factor, he wouldn't be able to swing freely because of shoulder pain or back pain. But since taking it, he said he stayed active, comfortable, and confident in his swing. He is a scratch golfer. That's why I encourage you to try Relief Factor yourself and see what it can do for you. Don't wait. If you're dealing with daily pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. 800-4RELIEF, 800 the number 4RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain? 800-4RELIEF, relieffactor.com.
Baseball season's finally here. Obviously, we've been building up for it for a long time here on KMOX, and FanDuel's doing the same for you. FanDuel Sportsbook, of course, is the official sportsbook of KMOX. And this baseball season, they're going to let you choose your own reward for opening week. So these are customizations that you can pick. They'll give you a couple of options of what you want to choose, and then you can go ahead and apply those. So I chose the Bet Reset token for tonight. So for tonight's opening game, we got Yankees and Giants. The game's going to be on Netflix. I decided to use that as a way to make sure that I can't lose. So even if I win, I will get a bonus bet back that will cover whatever that loss would have been. You can choose that. You can choose, an option to give yourself a boost. All kinds of great choices. You play your way. You make your choice, and obviously you get to do that on FanDuel. So if you're ready to play, especially baseball season, and I'm telling you this from a fun standpoint on FanDuel, baseball season absolutely rivals football season. You can check it out at FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's where you can choose your reward for Major League Baseball's opening week. And of course, FanDuel is an official partner of Major League Baseball. Remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri to play. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. You can see all the terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you live in Missouri, have Medicaid, and need a caregiver, this message is important. Care at home is personal. That's why you may not want a stranger in your home to take care of you. You want someone who already knows you and your daily routines. With Freedom Care, you choose a trusted family member, a friend, or a neighbor. They will get paid after every shift to care for you. and it's 100% free to you. More than 70,000 people have already joined the Freedom Care family. Call your local Freedom Care. They'll check your Medicaid eligibility. Don't wait until a stranger shows up at your door. If you have Medicaid and need help at home, this care is available 100% free to you. Call Freedom Care now to see if you qualify. 314-907-0892. 314-907-0892. That's 314-907-0892.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Lederman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Lederman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Lederman Law Firm at LedermanLaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got sunshine and 74 degrees downtown at the Arch. St. Louis police are getting ready for opening day.
As usual with large events, police will have additional officers uniformed and plainclothes patrolling downtown and are asking residents to not leave valuables in their cars, especially firearms. Police Captain Christian Stamper oversees Central Patrol. He says he just spoke with the Cardinals about being on the lookout for fake parking lots, an issue in the past.
We will send some officers around those areas where they're particularly vulnerable with a surface lot or something that may be vacant, and someone, I think maybe a homeless individual or something last year might have just taken the initiative to start selling parking spaces.
Discussions remain ongoing about moving up the curfew this weekend, along with bringing in the Highway Patrol for additional manpower. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
I'm Matt Pauley inside of Busch Stadium, where the Cardinals earlier today announced their opening day roster for tomorrow's game against the Tampa Bay Rays. The team officially selecting the contract of infielder J.J. Weatherholt, the organization's top prospect. To make room on the 40-man roster, outfitter Lars Nootbaar has been placed on the 60-day injured list. The team also announces that Hunter Dobbins is going to begin the season on the 15-day injured list. The team's 26-player roster includes 7 first-time Cardinals and 18 players who are developed within the Cardinals organization.
A jury in Los Angeles has awarded a 20-year-old woman $3 million in damages against Meta and YouTube for her being addicted to the social media platforms. Meta is the parent company of Instagram, which the woman claims she was addicted to for years. It's a major case that could lead to a massive wave of lawsuits against social media companies. Ian Schur is tech analyst for CBS News.
This is one of those moments that is likely to change the way that we look at tech companies for a very long time. Up until now, social media and tech companies have been making this argument that their products are designed with the best intentions and that any negative impacts are bugs, not features.
Senate Democrats have made another counteroffer to end the partial government shutdown over DHS funding. As the back and forth continues on Capitol Hill, many travelers are exhausted, as CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick tells us.
The acting head of TSA says the wait times at some airports are the longest in history. These travelers miss their flights due to the long lines.
We slept in the airport. I've never slept in an airport.
I did not make my flight. My flight took off and landed before I even got through security.
More than 480 TSA agents have now quit, and at multiple major airports, 40 to 50% of agents are calling out sick.
The Dow from Stifel's up 276 points to 46,400. We've got some debris on 364 East at Arena Parkway. That's in the middle lane, and a traffic signal issue on 94 going east at 6440, and that's on the right shoulder.
Our temperature's back well above average on this Wednesday afternoon. Sunny skies, 78. It's warm tonight. Mostly clear skies. 70s for evening plans, 63 for the low. That's very mild for this time of year. Thursday, opening day. It's going to feel like summertime. Sunny skies, a fast warm up, a hot afternoon. 92 record-breaking heat on Thursday for opening day, so dress appropriately. Here comes a cold front, though, late Thursday night with showers and thunderstorms around non-severe the way it's looking. That's mainly after midnight. 44 for the overnight low. Friday, a couple of showers, thunder showers first thing in the morning, then turning partly sunny. Noticeably cooler on Friday with 53 degrees. Saturday, 59. Sunday, 65. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. We've got 74. The feels like is 69 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. So I am a very nervous flyer. You guys know this. Just flew down to spring training with MSK and back, and I was a basket case. And then you see things happen like what happened at LaGuardia a couple days ago, where a commuter airplane was landing and a fire truck was going across the tarmac, and they collided and people died. Just terrible. So I have a friend of a friend, Joe Burke, who is a retired air traffic controller, still trains people, who we had on the show before to publicize a walk that he was doing. And I reached out to him last night, and he agreed to be on to discuss this with us. So, Joe, welcome back to the show. We appreciate it.
You bet, Dave. Good afternoon.
So I'm just going to let you talk, man. I'll ask questions. The guys will ask questions, but you're the one. I think everyone is fascinated with air traffic controllers. We've seen movies and television shows and the stress and wondering if we could do it and that kind of thing. So just talk to me about the current state of air traffic controlling in the country.
Well, since I am retired, I retired 6 years ago, so I'm a little bit removed as far as this, staffing and stuff like that. It's kind of what you guys hear on the news. There are shortages at busier airports around the country. They just can't get people trained fast enough. They're doing their best they can, but there's only so many people in the pipeline that can train other controllers that are coming in. So there's a problem with that.
Joe, let me stop you there. Why is that? I would think that air traffic controllers would be prioritized over almost everyone in the country based on what you guys do and having our lives in your hands. Why do we have this backlog?
Well, I mean, it's one of those professions that it's not a matter of training for a few months. It's some of these places you go, you can train up to anywhere between a year and 5 years, and it's stressful when you're training. The money isn't the best when you start. Money gets better, obviously, when you're fully certified. But it's a unique profession. It's not easy. It is stressful, like you said. But it's just they can't figure it out. They try to staff these places, these facilities that are shorthanded, but they just can't get enough people certified fast enough. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen overnight. It just takes time.
Joe, now that you have had a career and now you're still involved in training people, it seems like I'm looking for a radio show host, I kind of know who to look for. If I'm looking for a lawyer, I kind of know who to look for. I have no idea what sort of attributes you look for in a person who may be a very good air traffic controller. What do you look for?
Yeah, I mean, it's different now. When I got hired, I had to do the civil service test, and that was kind of it got outdated, and they changed it to they did some sort of some skill test to see what kind of aptitude you had for certain things. Math skills was one thing. Again, I'm out of the loop as far as how they recruit people, how they find people that are going to, be able to get certified and do the job, for a career out of it. But it's a lot of trial and error. There's people, trainees, a lot of trainees won't make it. They'll not make it through the training program, and then they're out of the game. So then they got to find other people that can get certified. And it's a crapshoot at times to find the right kind of people that want to do the job and that can be successful at it.
Go ahead, Rich.
Joe, I'm just looking at the FAA's website, and I'm seeing here that you have to be under the age of 31. I apologize if there's like an obvious answer to this, but why is that? Do you know why they only want to start training young people on this?
Yeah, well, 31 is the cutoff. There are some exemptions to that, but 31 is the main age limit to start, because you got to get 25 years in to be able to retire. And as a controller, you cannot work past 56. You have to retire at 56 years of age.
Wow.
There's exemptions to that too. You can get age waivers and work 1 year at a time with management approval to extend your career. But 56, you're out. So 31 and 25, that's why they came up with 31.
Interesting.
How about that?
Interesting. Is that just because of technology advancements, and you want people to be advancing along with that? And obviously, the younger you are, the more you're in tune with the latest tech. Or is it the stress and the wear and tear of it? Or is it just an age thing, and you just don't want to take any risks past that point in case somebody has some issue?
Well, I think it's an old federal law, the 56 rule that you have to retire. I think it's just left over from a long time ago, because we have to, as controllers, you have to pass a physical every year. You can have high blood pressure, but you got to have medication to control it. Lots of limitations for controllers, that they cannot take most medicines. And back in the day, I guess people weren't as healthy once they get into their mid to late 50s.
Good point. Yeah.
Couldn't pass their physicals. They say, so you guys get out of here. You're too old to do this anymore. So, and that rule has stuck around still. Like I said earlier, though, there are some.
Should they look at extending that? Because obviously the joke is, right, 65 is the new 55 or whatever. Should they change that to help keep themselves staffed and avoid the turnover?
They are approving the age waiver extensions. I heard up to age 62, so an additional 6 years if you want to work, or they can't make you work. Right now, if you get 25 years in, you can go. So you can retire and get a pension. So I mean, depending on where you worked, how hard you worked, how stressed out you were during your career, you might not want to go past 56.
Right.
So that's part of the problem, I guess.
If you're just joining us, we're talking to Joe Burke, who is a retired air traffic controller, just talking about the job and the current state of control towers in the United States. Joe, I've always wondered this, and of course never had anyone to ask. Like what I do for a living, when I go home tonight, I'll look back and I told some great jokes, and a couple of them flopped. And it's a very textured up and down kind of day, but no one's gonna crash. No one is in any peril here. Were most of your days pretty normal, or on any given shift would you have at least one like holy crap moment?
I've definitely had holy crap moments throughout my career, but never on a daily basis. Nothing like that. I mean, it's like anything else. The more you do it, the more proficient, the better you are at the job. There's no surprises basically that come up and bite you. So you kind of expect certain things to happen. And I worked in the tower in the 90s, back in the TWA days, which is a different airport back then, at Lambert at least. And then I worked radar in front of a radar scope for the last 22 years of my career. So the tower, I think, was more stressful for me because the airplanes are close proximity. A lot of airplanes in a small airport as far as Lambert goes. But there was times though. I mean, to this day, you still had nightmares and dreams about certain things that happened, but nothing really stuck out every day. No, nothing like that.
Joe, I would imagine that you would get great respect from the pilots. Is that true?
Well, yeah. If you sound like you know what you're doing, I mean, if you're messing up continually and correcting yourself, well, the confidence in the pilots of the controllers would diminish. But yeah, I mean, they know when you're doing a good job. They know when you're providing a good service. They recognize that, and it makes you feel good when the pilots do give you compliments on the frequencies.
So with LaGuardia, as I understand it, in the most basic terms, a plane was landing and a fire truck was going across the runway. They collided and bad things happened.
Right.
There were only 2 people on staff in the tower at LaGuardia, which everyone seems to agree is pretty skinny, but legal. That to a layman sounds insane. It's LaGuardia and all these airplanes. You need more people. How did that hit you?
Well, it's kind of the norm is throughout the system when they because those 2 controllers were working on an overnight shift or a mid shift as we called it. So they came in at I believe 10:30 at night and they worked till 6:30 in the morning. Obviously, traffic the later the night gets, the lighter the traffic gets, less airplanes you have. So it's not like the middle of the day where you need multiple people in the tower to handle all the volume. So it did sound like it was busy at that time of night, but it probably would have died down. I'm guessing at LaGuardia probably around midnight. This happened a little bit before midnight. So would extra eyes have stopped the accident pattern? Who knows? Possibly. But I mean, until they change the staffing numbers on the mid shift, it's going to continue as it is.
Joe, what is your best guess what role AI will play in the years to come in the control towers?
Oh boy, I think some of it's already going. They got stuff, AI stuff helping with like traffic flow in the busier airports to ease congestion. They don't want too many planes coming at too early and getting there all at the same time. They use AI, I believe, to predict bad weather. That's a big impact on aviation is weather, thunderstorms especially, because planes do not fly through thunderstorms because scared passengers will not come back. So they got to avoid thunderstorms, and that shuts down airports. So I know AI can predict how the weather might develop into more serious conditions, and then reroute planes earlier, stuff like that. And I know they have sensors at airports with cameras that keep an eye on runways and taxiways for kind of an extra set of eyes, so to speak. They're using that stuff, I've heard, but yeah. I don't know specifics. I'm kind of guessing on some of that stuff.
When you're doing a shift, and the only thing I know about it is like from a movie I saw, so I only know that control room. But let's say that Rachel and Kevin and I are all air traffic controllers during the same shift. Is there any banter? Can I say to Kevin, like, hey, opening day tomorrow, what do you think about Libertor? Or like, is there no small talk?
That's probably the thing I miss the most is the banter and the cutting up. You don't do it when you're busy. Like you said, you do it in between when you're talking to planes, and it's always busy and it slows down, kind of goes back and forth throughout the shift. So in the slow times, you're jabbing at each other. No, we had lots of fun. And it was great times, and you miss that stuff when you retire. But no, it's not. You're not staring out the window, or you're not staring at a radar scope and not turning your head, not talking to anybody that's sitting next to you. No, there's a lot of camaraderie.
That's good to know. Yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, it's good to know. I don't expect you to be political at all. That's not my question, but I'm just curious if you have a take on what's going on with the TSA right now, since it's all airport related.
It sounds like a mess, but I didn't see much on the news today. I heard they might do something with an agreement on the budget today. I haven't caught up with it lately here, but it needs to end. That's for sure. These poor TSA agents, they don't make a lot of money. They're making, I'm guessing, probably between maybe $35,000 and $50,000 a year, and they're not getting paid. Got to show up for work. They got expenses. I mean, it's just, when controllers weren't getting paid, we made quite a bit more than TSA agents, so you can kind of get by for a certain amount of time. But these poor TSA agents, I mean, I heard a lot of them were resigning. I don't know if there's any truth to that. They had to go find other work where they can actually get a paycheck and pay their bills. But it's terrible. I mean, it shouldn't happen in a safety related profession. Air traffic controllers, TSA, FAA inspectors, none of that stuff should be impacted by budgets, but unfortunately it is.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like something the average person just gets to take for granted. And then whenever it does become limited, we all look around and go, oh, there's all these people helping us every day.
Yeah,
exactly.
Joe, I just wanted to ask you, is there anything about your former job as an air traffic controller or anything about like the airport experience that you want people to know that you think like it's just not occurring to them, or just something about the job where you're like, I just feel like people don't know that this is going on?
You talking about stuff that's like going on bad, or just in general?
Or I mean, just what you guys are dealing with, whether it's mentally, whether it's I've got to keep track of all of this. Like maybe people listening think it's a simpler thing than it actually is.
Well, you'll hear a lot that lives are dependent on us. That's only true up to a certain point. If we make mistakes, controllers make a mistake, and the pilot obviously knows it's a mistake. He's not going to do what we tell him. He's going to question us. Okay. So it's not like whatever we say the pilot has to do, and if he doesn't, the planes are going to crash. That's not exactly how it works. It works both directions. The pilots make mistakes, we can catch their errors. We make mistakes, pilots can catch our errors. It works back and forth. I mean, they have technology on the airplanes that actually sees other airplanes that are nearby them. That also helps. That's been around for quite some time. It's called TCAS, but no, there's no real surprises. I mean, it's, as you've heard before, it's definitely safer than driving. I mean, there's almost 50,000 flights a day just in the United States on a daily basis, and how many crashes do you hear about? You hear about one last Sunday night at LaGuardia, and compare that to car crashes nationwide on a daily basis. It is the safest way to go. I guess people get nervous because they don't have control. They're not driving the airplane, so to speak. There's two guys, but there's two people behind the locked door in the front of the airplane that are kind of controlling their destiny, and that makes for nervous flyers, I guess. But no, there's no real hidden secrets of what goes on in air traffic. I think it's a pretty safe profession.
That is Joe Burke. Joe, I really appreciate it. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Really informative. Thank you so much.
You bet. Nice talking to you all.
You too. Thanks, Joe. I'm going to tell you guys about my friend Mike at Michael's Baths. I've told you about him before. And a lot of these live endorsements, as you can figure out, because you're not stupid, you don't need. I'm not going to remodel my bathroom. And then either it becomes a thing in your life, happened to me countless times, or someone in your life may say like, hey, you know what? Rusty and I have decided to remodel the bathroom. And it gives you an opportunity, which I love, to be the guy to go, you know what? I have someone for you. His name is Michael, and he does a great job and blah, blah, blah. So the sell is to be that Mike does the same thing that the national companies do with made in USA products, with 30 years of experience locally doing nothing but bathroom remodels, thousands and thousands of very, very happy customers and clients. And he does it for 30 to 50% less than the national guys do it. Everyone who has used Michael in the last couple of years loved him. Many of them have let me know. If you're a disabled veteran, you can get a brand new bathroom for no money out of your pocket. Mike knows exactly how this happened, so give him a call. 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcasts.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex. It's Burn Balance Edge for men, Burn Balance Zen for women, available at supplement superstores. This is the top of the line. A complete metabolism system. An all-natural weight loss option, by the way, for people who don't want to get into prescriptions. If you don't like needles, this is for you. And it gets your metabolism working at peak levels, helps you with appetite control and cravings, all-day focused energy. So get out to supplement superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they will knock 30% off the Burn Balance Complex. To find your location, go to supplementsuperstores.com.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. Dr. Jean Wang, a WashU Medicine gastroenterologist at Siteman Cancer Center.
Our young onset colorectal cancer center focuses on the problems that younger patients might have. And we pay attention to things like fertility, support with trying to manage childcare and caring for older parents during that time. It's a great resource for these younger patients.
Visit siteman.wustl.edu.
One city, one voice. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. That was a great segment.
It really was. He was great.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating thing, right? I mean, like, what he does, what we're talking about air traffic control is incredibly vital, right? I mean, like, that's where, the thing stays on the rails.
Mm-hmm.
And then we look at TSA and we see all of these delays and problems that are basically because of a bureaucracy we put in 20 plus years ago. And I told you guys this off the air yesterday because I saw a story about it, and then I read it further. It's even worse. But ABC News covered the Department of Homeland Security's own study, their own testing of TSA. And when the DHS tried to smuggle through weapons and explosive materials through TSA, they were successful 95% of the time.
The smugglers.
The smugglers. TSA failed 95% of those tests run by DHS. If that's what's happening, then why are we doing any of this? Anything that only succeeds 5% of the time when tested shouldn't even be a thing, right?
I agree.
Like, there's nothing you can do anywhere in life where you fail 95% of the tests. That doesn't mean they're missing them all in real life. But, man, when you're tested, the success rate should be the other way around.
Yes.
Otherwise, are we really making anything any safer with all of this nonsense?
You're just putting lipstick on a pig and making us feel better.
Right.
That they're going to catch all the bombs and guns
right.
and stuff like that.
They fail 95% of the time. And this was the study. They did this testing like 2 years ago. So it could be better, could be worse, could be the same. But yet random people get pulled out of line and frisked and all this nonsense. For what?
Yeah.
What are we even doing?
You know who I would love to talk to is someone who works at an airport where ICE is working right now. Because what I don't know is, I genuinely don't know. Are they doing the TSA process, or are they just there kind of supervising people?
My understanding
how would they be
is
trained that quickly on the TSA process?
They are providing security. So far, I've just seen a lot of ICE agents kind of standing around near the TSA because you could tell. Tom Homan, the border czar, which I don't know why we call anyone czars.
I think they started calling Kamala the czar, and then it's just
dumb,
stuck because she
stupid.
was in charge of the border when she was.
But anyway, he seems to kind of get it. Like when Trump said, "I'm sending ICE," and then that day they interviewed Homan, he looked like a guy who's like, "Yeah, ICE is going to be there tomorrow. I'm doing the plan." Like I don't think he's like a sycophant like Hegseth, who, by the way, got sad when Trump told him that the war may be coming to an end.
But also, didn't he say in that presser, like, this is your idea, right, Pete?
Yeah.
If I'm Pete, I'm like, whoa, Hey, I work for you. It's your ideas.
Tomorrow, wear your red and celebrate with us live from Kegs and Eggs at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. Join us for exclusive opening day coverage presented by Budweiser, Dirt Cheap, and Rally House. Chris and Amy get things started at 9 a.m., followed by Ronji and Ackerman at 11, and Glover and Wheeler taking over at noon. From special guests to Cardinals alumni, we've got everything you need to kick off the season with the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Neovitin began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created Neovitin, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with Neovitin, available at Schnucks, Deerbergs, and neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet. Mike has been with me for 25 years. As you know, it's about as simple gets because he makes it simple. I remember the first time I met him, like, Dave, look, I buy a product from the manufacturer like Mohawk, Coronet, and then I mark it up like everyone does, and he marks it up less than anybody, so he's going to have the best prices on anything you're looking at. Also, he told me one time, kind of a mistake, which I have capitalized on now for 25 years. He said, I've told my guys at all three stores, if someone comes in from the DGS, you make sure you bend over backwards, you twist like a pretzel, anything you need to do to make that sale, because we don't want anyone going back to Dave and saying that we made it difficult on them. So it's an easy shopping experience. It's an easy negotiating experience, and they are great at installation. I have a big, beautiful hardwood floor parquet kind of thing in my house that they put in, and we absolutely love it. For all things Michael, go to michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Our temperatures back well above average on this Wednesday afternoon. Sunny skies, 78. It's warm tonight. Mostly clear skies, 70s for evening plans, 63 for the low. That's very mild for this time of year. Thursday, opening day, it's going to feel like summertime. Sunny skies, a fast warm-up, a hot afternoon, 92 record-breaking heat on Thursday for opening day, so dress appropriately. Here comes a cold front, though, late Thursday night with showers and thunderstorms around non-severe the way it's looking. That's mainly after midnight. 44 for the overnight low. Friday, a couple of showers, thunder showers first thing in the morning, then turning partly sunny. Noticeably cooler on Friday with 53 degrees. Saturday, 59. Sunday, 65. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
McKelvey Homes is breaking ground on something new in O'Fallon, Strawberry Farms. When McKelvey builds something, they do it right. Visit McKelvey Homes to schedule a tour at Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today and move up to McKelvey.
Guys, baseball season is here. It's actually opening day today. It's not the official opening day here in St. Louis. It's opening day, though, for Major League Baseball with one game tonight. And, of course, the full slate tomorrow. The Cardinals getting going here on KMOX tomorrow as well. And with baseball season here, FanDuel is giving you a bonus. They're letting you choose your own reward. And, of course, FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of KMOX. And they're letting you choose what your reward's going to be here in baseball season. So you go into your app. I did this yesterday. Go into the app. You see you have a choice, and you're going to get a choice between a profit boost, which means you make the same bet, but you get a better return for it. Or you get the token that says, even if you lose, you don't lose. That's not what it's called, but it's absolutely what it is. So you put down your wager, and if it loses, you get the bonus bets in return to cover that, and it's called a bet reset token. And if you are the winner, well, then you just win, and it's just that simple. So you can make your choice, play baseball the way that you want to. I think baseball on FanDuel Sportsbook is every bit as cool as football, and you'll find out if you play along. So get to FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's where you can find and choose your reward for Major League Baseball's opening week. And, of course, FanDuel is an official partner of Major League Baseball. Remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. An opt-in is required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply as well, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Debuting Tuesday, March 31st. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol. Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX 234. Janelle's going to join us at 3. Matt Pauly's going to be here at 4. Tomorrow is opening day.
Dude, I just got so happy. You just named off 2 of our good chums coming in to hang out, and tomorrow is opening day.
Come by Cardinals Nation in Ballpark Village tomorrow, anytime between 9 a.m. and 1:35 p.m., and you'll get to see either Chris Namey or Ranji and Ackerman, or the late shift will be me and Wheeler. Wheels and I will be interviewing Al Raboski and Scott Terry. Maybe another couple of people, but that's pretty much worth the price of admission right there. We can keep Al on a couple of segments.
Stories.
Yeah, so that'll be great. Really looking forward to it. I told you guys a couple days ago about Alan Richson, who plays Reacher.
Yeah.
And he was a film came out, a video came out of him beating the snot out of a neighbor while his 2 kids watched from their motorcycles. And I think this is such a great example of withholding judgment. Have you guys seen the whole video yet?
Yeah.
It is completely the different way. The guy, this is my humble opinion, intelligent people can watch the video and take 2 different things from it. But his neighbor is a complete ass.
Oh, my God, yeah.
He's a complete Karen. And Reacher, I'm just going to call him Reacher, and his kids are riding their motorcycles. And Reacher admitted that he was kind of revving it, loud. And the guy, he has a GoPro.
Yeah, Reacher's got a camera on his helmet, yeah.
The guy comes out there, stands in front of Reacher's motorcycle, and shoves him off it to the point where Reacher falls on the ground. At that point, I'm lighting into the guy.
Absolutely.
You lay hands on me and you make me fall off a motorcycle. One of us is getting our ass whipped.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. And he gets back and he says, what the hell's wrong with you?
He starts to get ready to leave.
Are you drunk? He gets back on the motorcycle. The guy does it a second time.
Yep.
Man.
Reacher still doesn't do anything. He's trying to get back on the motorcycle for a third time. And this guy in front of Reacher's kids is MFing him, and you're this and you're that. And finally, Reacher just clocks him. And I think if anyone's ever had a punch in coming, it's this guy.
Absolutely.
Sounds like it.
I'm pretty South Roxana, though.
No, I think that's fair. I think you put your hands on someone, you deserve an ass kicking.
Yes.
The end.
And also, if you just kind of look like that guy did, maybe you deserve an ass kicking.
Sure.
Also,
get a chin if you don't want your ass kicked.
How stupid are you to start a physical confrontation with a guy that's like 6'4", 260?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And he went easy.
Yeah, he could have.
Alan Richards could have beat the crap out of him.
He could have put him in the
He hit
hospital.
him maybe 3 times and then left him on the laying there because he turtled it, and probably a good move. But what do you see? This is the thing. If you think someone in your neighborhood is doing something dangerous, right? If you think they're racing down a street and there are kids, You call the police. You don't go start a physical confrontation because you don't know where that's going to go.
Or at the most, because it looked like a nice neighborhood.
Well, really nice neighborhood.
Put up your hands. Reacher would have stopped.
Say, hey, man.
Hey, brother, any way we could compromise on this? I think he would have been reasonable. But when you stand in front of a guy on a motorcycle and shove him off, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, and look, it's the middle of the day based on the video.
Yeah.
So this isn't like 10 o'clock at night revving your engines and making noise. This isn't at 6 o'clock in the morning revving your engines and making noise.
And he's with his kids. It's not a biker gang.
Right. And so if you think the noise is too much, get over it. People cut their lawns. People fix their roofs. People trim their trees. There's noise in the neighborhood. It's going to happen. If you think they're being dangerous, you call the police. If you think they're putting people at risk, you call the police. You don't start a fight, especially not with someone you can't handle.
Yes.
And it probably, I don't know this guy, Alan Richardson, at all, other than I've seen him on TV and in movies. But if that guy is not famous, he might have put you in the hospital.
Yeah.
He had every reason to protect his own reputation and to protect his own livelihood by not going crazy on you.
And Alan Richardson came out and apologized.
Of course.
He said, I was not my best self today. I tried to walk away. I should have walked away ultimately, but I didn't.
That's nice.
Yeah. I'm like, dude,
I'm on his side on this, though, man.
100%.
You put, especially like, how the mama bear, papa bear thing comes out. You don't put your hands on me in front of my kids. We have a real issue.
You're reaching.
Mm-hmm.
A beating.
You're reaching for a beaching, buddy.
Yep.
And again, nobody should get beat up for words, right? If that guy's just yelling at him, fine. Let him yell. You just drive away. No big deal.
You don't yell at
But the minute you put your hands on someone, you get what you deserve.
Yeah.
To an extent.
You guys remember Nick Adams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
The
Nick
Twitter
Adams?
guy.
He's, how would you describe him, Rachel and Andrew?
Doofus.
Yeah, I can never. He's like an alpha male influencer. Wheels,
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah,
A lot of
the
people
guy
are
that I think
convinced.
was a bit.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
people are
yeah.
convinced he's a
too.
bit. I do not think he's a bit.
Unless I have been duped, which is possible in this day and age. I read a story last night where he has a new job. He is now the brand ambassador for the United States as
interesting.
appointed by Trump. So maybe check me on that. Google it, see if you see
I'm
stories.
looking at it right now.
But yeah, the guy who is so problematic and he's so misogynistic and to the point that everyone thought it was a bit that he was like a performance artist, has now been tapped by Donald Trump to be the brand ambassador of the United States.
Isn't he Australian or something?
Yeah.
He is Australian American. This is one of those things where it's like, if I let myself get upset about this, it's just it's not worth my time. However, I would like to know if being the brand ambassador comes with a salary that the taxpayers are paying.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Oh my, okay. Now I'm upset. It's no longer a waste of my time. Like, that's ridiculous. That is really, really silly. This doesn't need to exist. What is he going to do?
He's going to enhance our image across the globe.
How are you going to do that when the administration itself is pissing everybody off? Like, you just going to go over to Europe and be like, hey, sorry, we're actually cool. Like, what are you going to do? I don't know. Like, what? First of all, I didn't realize this was a thing. Is this a new thing?
I think it's a brand new thing.
Why are we doing a new thing like this? The special presidential envoy for American tourism, exceptionalism, and values. What does that even mean? It's just a bunch of words saying they're going to give me money for some undefined reason.
That's crazy. And then the State Department, a spokesperson for the State Department confirmed his new role, but didn't share any further details. So we don't get to know what this is.
It's pretty vintage Trump. He takes a liking to someone. Hey, you need to come work for me. Let's make you in charge of, what was it, Kev? How did they describe it?
The special presidential envoy for American tourism, exceptionalism, and values.
There you go.
Okay, so prior to this, he was supposed to serve as the ambassador
Australia.
to Malaysia.
Oh, Malaysia. That's right.
But that fell apart. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
What?
I guess he just didn't get confirmed.
What are his qualifications for any of this? Other than just being a sycophant on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know what his
Like, does he
job
have
is.
a background professionally in brand management? Does he have any background in politics? Of course, why am I even asking?
He's got a
None of the
background in
people that
going
get these
viral,
jobs have any
baby.
qualifications whatsoever for these jobs.
Got a background in getting that bread.
I just need to know how much they're paying him. I got to know.
It's got to be over $100,000.
This is kind of how I felt when Trump gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom or whatever to Rush Limbaugh. That was how I felt like. All right, so this one I actually have to check out of, or it's going to destroy me mentally.
Yeah.
It's going to annihilate, the person who contributed more to American societal decay than literally anyone else on earth receiving the Medal of Freedom. I got to check out of this.
Boy, you just made a lot of people mad just then.
I will say that I will debate anyone on that Rush Limbaugh was the worst American to ever live.
Whoa.
Wow, you doubled down again.
Yes, sir.
So this is why I think Nick Adams is a bit, or he knows that I think he's trolling at least 50% of the time. We'll put it that way. Here's one of his tweets. I was at a bodega this morning when I saw a small boy ask his mother for some candy. As I saw her hand reach for a package of M&Ms, I cried out and left my place in line to stop her. Once I informed her M&Ms had gone woke. You guys remember that when M&Ms were woke for a couple months? She thanked me profusely and opted for a Twix instead.
Oh, for God's sake. Are they the same company?
I don't know, but it's
because all the candy companies, there's 3 candy companies that own everything.
I never said you guys were wrong to think it was a bit. It seems very much like a bit, but weirdly, I think it's sincere. I don't really get it.
Well, he's our brand ambassador now.
Yes, M&M and Twix are both made by the same company. So nice job, dumbass. Because seriously, it was like the whole. Remember the whole. We all know the whole Bud Light thing. Yeah, everybody stopped doing that. And they started buying other AB beers that just weren't called Bud Light, but it's the same company. What are you doing?
Bud Heavy.
What are we doing? What's wrong with? Why are humans so stupid? Don't give this company that money for that product. Give it to them for another one. It's the same company.
Just wish someone would get into the Oval Office who I knew and could manipulate into giving me a sweet job like that.
I know.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we all know the formula. Should we try?
Yeah.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
In St. Louis, the weather can change in an instant. One day, you're under a thunderstorm warning. The next,
oh boy, it's snowing.
Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature throws your way. When weather threatens, the KMOX Storm Center has expert forecasts and live reports here to keep you safe and informed. Don't get caught off guard. Know your weather. Sponsored by
Saliga Heating and Cooling.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit. benefit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist and owner of Timberline Professional Tree Care. The weather's warming up, flowers are blooming, and it's time to get back outside and start thinking about your trees. When you reach for your phone to call a tree contractor, we hope you'll give Timberline the opportunity to earn your business. Timberline is locally owned and operated and fully dedicated to delivering the best overall customer experience while providing the highest quality care for your trees. Every one of our crews includes at least one ISA certified arborist on site, not just in the office, but right there at your home, so you can be confident the work is done safely, correctly, and always with your tree's best interests in mind. From planting and fertilization to pruning and removal, we're committed to excellence in everything trees. So when it's time to make that call Timberline Professional Tree Care at 636-479-7475 or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
For all station contest rules, go to KMOX.com/rules.
$249 DGS. Let's do a few fun facts for you. I love these little stories every day. They're just like little bites of food.
Little morsels of information.
Yeah. A man in Poland finally passed his driving test after 139 failed attempts across 9 years.
Was his name SpongeBob SquarePants?
I mean, take the hint, man.
Good for him.
How do you
I'm happy
fail
for
that
him.
many times?
He's legal now.
That's scary as hell. I'm glad he's not here.
The next hype with Gen Z, ultra thick pancakes.
Good for them.
Yeah, they finally did something right.
Let's go.
I feel that's been a thing for a while now on like Instagram and stuff. Anyway, you get the big fluffy pancakes.
Yeah. NASA scientists have confirmed a rare 225 meter wide crater on the moon that likely formed from an impact just 2 years ago.
Oh,
whoa,
that's kind of spooky.
It's pretty great.
Something big enough to make a impact like that hit the moon, and we didn't even know it.
And we only have one.
It's pretty
moon
far
to
away.
monitor, as we were saying yesterday. We don't even have hundreds.
So
of
how
them.
big was it again?
It was big enough that it left a 225 meter wide crater.
Okay. I mean, I don't know anything about anything because there's no atmosphere there. So I wonder, could that be like, I don't know, like a softball size thing?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because a lot of those things do come at the earth, but they just blow up in the atmosphere.
Yeah. A French woman has just married her true love, a public transit tram, specifically train number 3013.
Okay.
So she obviously has this mental illness that many people do, where you only fall in love with inanimate objects. People have fallen in love with walls. People have fallen in love with cars. There's one guy that keeps going to jail because he keeps having relations with people's picnic tables. Like, when I read things like this, and I don't mean this offensively at all, you guys know me well enough, I feel like I have the cute mental illnesses, right? Anxiety, depression, with people who are falling in love with tram cars and have pica and they're eating bark, and it's like they've got it rougher than me.
Yeah,
Love's
maybe we
love.
should help with that instead of here's a marriage certificate.
I mean, does she seem happy?
Yeah, we all say love is blind until it's a picnic table, and then it's
until it's a tram that other people ride on every day.
I mean, it is an interesting peek into her mind, though, to see like what marriage means to her, because there's obviously not going to be any legal benefits from marrying the tram. So
right.
She's obviously a romantic and just wants to
Tram-
make that declaration to everybody.
Tram play's hard to get too.
Yeah, how do you
It's
get
always
the
moving
tram's
back and
consent?
forth. Never sitting in the same place.
Yeah, hard
Did
to
the
catch
tram
that thing.
ask her, or did she ask the tram?
A man set fire to a home while singing "Burning Down the House."
Well,
true story.
Was it like
This can't be the first
his
time
house?
that's happened.
No, someone else's house.
Oh.
Yeah. No, he's done this before.
Oh, so he's a pyro.
Well, I mean, and like throughout history, surely that song's been out for like 50 years. Surely at some other point in history, somebody set a house on fire and was like, hey, it's like that song.
There's a rare old term for pretending to work while actually doing nothing. It's fudgel, as in he spent the afternoon fudgling at his desk instead of finishing the report.
That's dumber than the new one.
I almost cussed.
I always,
So dumb.
I almost dropped a couple of fudgels in here.
I always see these TikToks that are like, you ever get so bored at work, you start to work. And that's what makes me think of. Like pretending to work.
Oh,
is
it's
not
exhausting.
It's like, just do the work.
Yeah,
it's
right.
just better to get the work done.
I'm amen to that.
And then you can relax
I
after
worked
that.
with someone at one point that spent so much time and talent on avoiding work. I've never seen anything like it. And I finally said to the guy, your job is so much easier than avoiding your job. And I'm a job avoider. I get it. But man, this guy, he took it to a whole new level.
I mean, I had jobs back in the day, like college jobs, summer jobs, where you're like, it's you have to be there for 8 hours. That's what they're telling you. But the work is like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And you're finished, and then you just sit there, and you're not allowed to leave, because if you leave, you're going to get fired.
That's how I feel about this job. I could do everything I need to do in 2 hours.
Yeah, so you had a choice. Do you do all the work right away, just plow through it, and then meander through the next 4 hours, or do you try to spread the work out?
There's a law in Alaska that says that you cannot stay in a bar once you're drunk. What? Specifically, an intoxicated person cannot knowingly enter or stay where alcohol is sold if they are inebriated.
Can they knowingly do anything if they're drunk?
That was my question, too.
Where are they supposed to go?
Yeah, you invited them
You're
in.
You're in the drunk place.
You got them drunk.
Now you're kicking them out.
What better place for drunk people than the bar?
Let's tell you guys about Lombardo Homes. If you are looking to build a home, and I've done it, I've bought existing homes. I built one house. And it's a lot. It's a very, very different experience. But the great part, obviously, especially with Lombardo Homes, is that you can customize it exactly the way you want it. Right now, they're having a special going on during the month of March. Of course, you don't have to build a house in March. Just make contact, get on the radar, and they will give you a free finished recreation room in your lower level for entertaining, movie nights, home gym, whatever you want to fit your lifestyle. You can find out more about it at lombardohomes.com.
Yeah, LombardoHomes.com is just a great place to explore if you've never been there, if you've never seen the quality, the luxury, and the customization that Lombardo Homes is known for. You can check out all of their different communities, the different types of homes you can build, and see just what you can customize. And again, you'll want to get a hold of a sales manager to check out those free finished rec rooms that Dave was talking about for the month of March. That website again, LombardoHomes.com. Check it out.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
When it comes to planning your retirement, there's a lot to think about. Portfolio management, tax planning, and retirement income just to get started. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group focus on those things and more. Their goal is to help you achieve your goals. Call 636-230-8824 or online, yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
My car smells fresh, so fresh, always so fresh every day. My car smells fresh, so fresh, like I cleaned it yesterday. Got that Febreze car on the vents, living life with that just clean freshness. Febreze car, if you know, you know. Up to 40, there's a scent on low. My car smells fresh, so fresh, always so fresh every day. My car smells fresh, so fresh, like I cleaned it yesterday. That's right, breathe happy Febreze, la 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 la.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Baseball is here, and for this baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. It's a betting customization that transforms how you experience the game. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. FanDuel, as you may or may not know, is the home of home runs, and in fact, I like Juan Soto, 37.5 for the season. I'm kind of feeling like you might go over that. So if you're ready to play your game, this is the time to do it with FanDuel. FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel is an official partner of MLB. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's 2:59 on KMOX. I can't believe it's almost 3 o'clock, and that means our friend Janelle, a.k.a. Holy L, is here. We're going to talk movies, entertainment like we always do. We'll do headlines with Dave Murray and get his weather forecast for opening day tomorrow. Matt Pauley at 4 o'clock. Speaking of opening day, Dave and Kevin will be broadcasting live from Cardinals Nation from noon to about 1:35 p.m. tomorrow. So if you are downtown in the area, stop by Ballpark Village, Cardinals Nation. Come say hi to Dave and Wheels and Andrew and I. We would love to see you there.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, it's a cloudy sky. Right now, 76 degrees downtown at the Arch. There are still locks that don't work at the St. Louis City Justice Center. Nate Hayward is Commissioner of Corrections.
Well, right now, that's one of my maintenance issues. I'm updating all the locks and everything also since I've been here. So we are still working on that right now.
Hayward adds staffing is an issue in jails all over the nation. He's been commissioner since September and says he gets good support from City Hall. Hayward was a guest with KMOX's Chris and Amy. Ahead of opening day, the St. Louis City Police are warning about a scam from last year.
Captain Christian Stamper is in charge of the downtown patrol. He says they just spoke with the Cardinals about fake parking lots, saying they'll be doing patrols looking for them. He's also asking attendees of the game to be wary.
Bet the best you can to someone who looks the part and is an actual representative of a parking lot. And if you are parking on a lot that doesn't necessarily look well maintained and someone's charging you $20 and they don't have a vest or an identification on them.
He says additional officers, both uniformed and in plain clothes, will be out for opening day. They're also asking you not leave your valuables in your car, firearms in particular. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
I'm Matt Pauley inside of Busch Stadium. We are now less than a day away from the start of the Cardinals baseball season. The Cardinals announcing their opening day roster. It does include infielder J.J. Weatherholt. He's the organization's top prospect. He is expected to be the everyday second baseman for the team. To make room on the 40-man roster, outfielder Lars Nootbaar has been transferred to the 60-day injured list. It's the Cardinals and the Rays tomorrow at 3:15. And, of course, it's going to be heard right here on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
This just in, the Iranian foreign minister says, quote, "We do not plan on any negotiations," end quote, with the United States. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill continue the back and forth over how, whether to fund the Department of Homeland Security, with the sticking point being ICE operations. Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri spoke with reporters.
We've got to find a way to get these people paid. I mean, this is just outrageous. The average TSA agent makes about $45,000 a year. I mean, these folks, they cannot afford to miss multiple paychecks. They can't make their rent.
Illinois Senator, Democrat Dick Durbin.
The president has his responsibility personally to get this done. What's happening at our airports across the country is terrible. It could end tonight. We move with the president to respond to this quickly.
There was almost 6 hours of budget debate in Jefferson City yesterday. What happens next? We asked Missouri Net's Elisa Nelson, who monitored that debate.
So I anticipate the House will either give it passage today or tomorrow, probably likely tomorrow. And then what's going to happen is it'll go over in the Senate.
Nelson says it's the first budget in a few years that is tighter. For example, the Budget Committee chairman wants to cut $52 million in child care subsidy provider payments. From the business desk, this just in, a jury is recommending that Meta and YouTube pay an additional $3 million in punitive damages in the landmark social media addiction trial. Let's take you now to Stifel for the St. Louis Business Index. Here is Kevin Monton. Kevin?
All right, thanks, Michael. The markets continue their gradual uptrend today, with the Dow gaining 304 at 46,428, S&P tacked on 35 at 6591, NASDAQ was positive 136 at 21,898, and the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was up 19 at 1591. Winners to the upside, Amdocs gained 2.7% at 65.41, and Edgewell was positive 2.3% at 20.07. To the downside, Centene lost 0.8% at 32.72, and Caleres was off 3.18% at 11.01. Finally, Stifel up 0.6% at 72.53. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
It's a warm afternoon across St. Louis, and tomorrow is a hot one. Sunny skies, let's call it 78 for the high today. Tonight, mostly clear skies, 70s for evening plans. It's only 53 for the overnight low. That's very warm for this time of year. Thursday, opening day, sunny skies, a fast warm-up. It's a hot afternoon. That's still on track. The high 92 degrees. The record for Thursday is 87 from 1991. The all-time March record heat is 92. What I'm going with, that happened on March 24th of 1929. It's just going to be hot for opening day. Here comes a cold front late Thursday night with showers and a couple of thunderstorms late, most likely after midnight, 44. Friday, scattered showers and thunderstorms early morning. Then turning partly sunny, it's cooler on Friday, 53. Not overly concerned about any severe weather, but there'll be a couple of thunderstorms around. Then, how about this? A chance of a light freeze late Friday night, early Saturday morning. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by the St. Louis Work Zone Awareness 5K and 1 mile fun run. Right now, clouds and 76 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Help us raise awareness for safe driving as the construction season kicks off with the St. Louis Work Zone Awareness 5K and 1 mile fun run, Saturday, April 25th in Chesterfield. And please buckle up, phone down so we all get home safe. Brought to you by Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Man, sometimes that just really hits.
Dude,
You're never going to go wrong with Chris Cornell.
No.
My sister-in-law always makes fun of me for liking Audio Slave.
What?
God, they're so good, man. It's a super group.
What's she talking about?
I don't know.
What is she like? Coldplay?
She likes really good music. She does.
Oh, okay.
She has superb music taste. But for whatever reason, the fact that my brother and I love Audio Slave is so funny to my sister.
What's not to like about them?
I don't
It's
know.
literally two of the best groups ever just mished
Especially
together.
when we all agree.
I know.
That's like the middle of our Venn
that is
diagram.
rare.
Yeah.
Do you like him, Andrew? He's not listening in there.
Andrew's just
He
staring
turned it
off.
down because he doesn't like the Audio Slave.
I don't like Audio Slave
You
now.
don't? Why?
Oh, jeez.
What do you not like about him?
I don't think the music sounds good.
What do you like?
I'm not a huge fan of any of those bands. I'm not a huge fan of Stone Temple Pilots. Not a huge fan of Soundgarden. I don't like it that much.
What if Rush Limbaugh had been the drummer for Audio Slave?
We'd be a much better country if he was a drummer instead
and
of
you'd like
the
Audio Slave better.
disgusting piece of garbage.
Janelle is here, our entertainment person, for lack of a better term. Also, probably as into baseball as anyone I know.
Oh, I got my new scorebook. It came in the mail the other day. My Bob Carpenter scorebook.
Oh, you get the Carpenter?
Yes,
yeah,
I
that's
do.
good
Do you
stuff,
keep
man.
them? Is there like a stack of?
Oh yeah, because like I ran into J.K. Simmons at the game one time, and I had him autograph my
nice.
scorecard.
Fun.
And we talked about the Detroit Tigers, and we talked about Cubs baseball. Yeah, we talked about baseball instead of like, movies and TV shows and stuff.
So he was nice.
Yeah. Oh, extremely.
That's his rep.
nice.
Yeah, his
I'm
rep is that he's
so
very nice.
Relieved.
So nice. I mean,
I love
he
him.
stayed there and took pictures with everybody that wanted a picture, and everybody was handing me their phone because I was not sitting very far from him. And finally, I was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" And then, like, we got to talking about baseball, and I asked him if he could sign my scorecard. He said it was one of the prettiest scorecards he's ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
So
Very nice.
I keep all of them. Yeah, you could ask me about any game, and I could flip to it and tell you.
Do you use a mechanical pencil?
I do.
That's the best.
I do use a mechanical pencil.
There you go.
And I make sure that I break out a red one for every game for every season. Yeah,
That's fun.
Aren't we all such weird little monkeys? We just have our things that we do and we like, and
Oh, I love it. I love opening. I love the like a half an hour before the game, writing down everything. Like I write down all the stats, everybody, the game average, the home runs, how many home runs every team has, everybody's players average, they bat right, left, the bullpen, everything. I fill it all out, and I'm just so happy. It's such fun for me every time.
My weirdness at a ball game, if I have one, I don't typically stay the whole time. I know for some people it's a religion. Nick's buddy Ian is like that. You do not leave before the game's over. I do, but I go as early as I can.
Oh, if I'm not the first person in line at the gate before the gates open, it's rough. I get very upset. I'd like to be, and which is so crazy because
and people don't get it. They're like, what do you do for an hour and a half?
Oh, I just sit there. I'll go get something to eat because once the game starts, I don't leave to eat, drink. I don't leave my seat the entire game. So I get all my eating, drinking, going to the bathroom, all that done.
You're the perfect date.
Yeah. I mean, if you really like,
honey, would you like a hot dog? Leave me alone. Shut up.
Well, I mean, again, being kind of picky, the seats I do sit at during the season, they bring the water and stuff down to you.
Oh, nice.
That's a flex right there.
So, I'll have them deliver me water. My fallen. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one time I sat in the green seats last season.
No, not the green seats.
Yeah.
No.
I've only done it twice. And it's amazing. But the first thing you do, you go in a completely separate entrance from the riffraff. And so you don't get their smell on you.
Right.
And then
you go through the club.
Then you go through the club and there's a buffet. There's a friggin' buffet.
Yeah.
And you fill up on a buffet. And then you go sit in the seats and the guy's like, what can I bring you to eat? You're like,
Oh, that's a dream. That's one of my, I hope I get to sit in the green seats before I die kind of thing. But I'm too poor for opening day, so I can't see that happening anytime soon.
I love that.
Yeah,
Too poor for opening day.
Well, yeah.
When's the last opening day you went to?
2017, 2016.
We'll get you tickets next year. I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as long as I don't have to stare at somebody at the back of somebody's neck.
Because
they don't let you
that short people sit in front of you.
Well, they don't let you stand on seats either, which I find just ridiculous.
They should have a section for people 5 feet and under.
They need booster seats, or like I should be able to be able to climb on top of somebody's shoulders that's too tall, because it's crazy. It happens to me at movies. It happens to me everywhere, and it's just so unfortunate.
Yeah.
But,
I'm officially 5'9.5" now. I just had my physical, and I've always been 5'10", but Glovers shrink.
Sure.
My mom went from 5'2" to 4'6", and so I was really sweating it. Like, man, what if I'm? But yeah, I'm okay. Only half an inch.
Oh my gosh!
Just got to measure in the morning,
right?
Which I did,
because you get taller when you're laying down.
That's right. That's right.
5'9".
What have you seen lately?
A giant. I saw They Will Kill You, which stars Zazie Beetz It was super weird. It was like one of those old school samurai ninja movies with the way the editing and the camera work was. But it was like if you took John Wick, one of those samurai films, and Ready or Not, and smushed them all together for like a horror film. It was bizarre. I walked out of that theater not knowing what had just happened. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 just because I wasn't sure what I just saw. I think it's going to be one of those like cult classics. I think people like will either really love it or really hate it.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, I'm super happy that Daredevil Born Again season 2, episode 1 was on last night. Watched that. Very happy about that. Had everything I wanted. Lots of violence. You didn't watch it?
I haven't watched since like the second season, and I had no real good reason why.
Oh, well. So
I just fell off.
He breaks somebody's arm and the bone comes through.
Oh.
So, I mean, you know.
Oh, man.
Okay, stupid.
Daredevil's kind of a badass, man.
How much these two are the same person.
There's some similarities.
I picked up on it. Stupid question. Is this a continuation of the Netflix Daredevil? Is it the same guy?
Yes.
But they
Yes.
switched it to Disney Hulu?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything they decided, Marvel.
It's all the same characters. Yeah.
It's they
Actors,
consider
I mean.
it, canon, but they just kind of like rebooted it in a way when the last season was last year. So it's pretty good. And the new Harry Potter series for HBO, the trailer came out today. People are feeling some ways about that.
I want to watch that.
How are they feeling?
Bad ways, good
I want to
ways.
go hate. I want to go hate.
Is it as pretty and drippy production as the original movie?
It looks good. It's weird to hear it without the music, the real classic iconic music that goes along with it. Again, I can see it going one of two ways. People are either going to really love it, really embrace it, or the hate for her is going to override everything.
See, I know the issue with her.
Sure.
But I've never, I guess, cared enough. I'm not a Harry Potter guy.
Sure.
To like really delve into it. So
Right.
I don't have a dog in that fight. That's not why I wouldn't watch these things. But I am very oddly protective of classics.
Sure.
I don't like when they remake true classics.
It's been a lot of discourse online about just the fact that they're even deciding to do it.
Yes. I'm looking at the trailer right now. It looks like a shot for shot of the original movie. The kid even looks like Daniel Radcliffe. Like, what's the point of this?
Season 1 is going to be from my understanding, like book 1, season 2. Instead of cramming everything into 2 hours, they're going to draw it out into, however many episodes, going to be 6, 8, 10, something like that.
I mean, that'll be good for the people who are diehard about the books.
Sure.
But
it's just not needed.
Yeah, I'm like,
Well, they're doing more, right? I mean,
thought they already did a good job.
if you're going to do 4 or 5 hours per book instead of 2
Sure.
hours per book, 2.5 hours per book,
Right.
you're going to be able to get more of the book in there.
Correct. Right. It's one of those things, like Dave was saying, it was already good. I think like somebody somewhere had said, if we're going to keep doing reboots and remakes, let's do crappy movies and make them into good.
Yeah.
Instead of taking really great stuff. And I mean, now it's like, it would be somebody taking Star Wars and being like, let's just redo Star Wars. I mean, they've tried and it didn't work out so well. So it's like, maybe we should just leave some of those things that have become classic pieces of pop culture and just leave them alone and move on to something else.
Like, I'm old enough that I loved the television series Lost in Space, and they remade that a few years ago.
Sure.
And I thought that was perfect because we have new technology and I
Right.
took a new riff at it.
Completely understood.
That wasn't the
Yes.
classic, just...
Right. If it's, like when they do like the Manchurian Candidate, if you want to update that with, the hypnosis and how, make it modern, I don't have a problem with those kind of things. But Harry Potter just ended maybe 7 years ago?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe-
the original was 25 years ago, though. The first Harry Potter movie was in 2001, I think.
Right. But then there was, how many of them? 8 of them?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, 2008, 2010. But still not far enough to where you're like, oh, let's go and let's make but this is HBO. They've seen what happened with Game of Thrones. They are really wanting these series to just kick off and just stay on there forever.
I don't know why they wouldn't just go in that universe and do something different like you're doing with Game of Thrones.
Or even Star Wars. I mean,
Right.
look at how good Andor did.
Right.
do a sequel.
Right. You also have another Lord of the Rings movie coming out. It's being written by Stephen Colbert and his son.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that in any way a good thing?
Stephen Colbert is a J.R.R. Tolkien super fan.
Yeah.
Like
I really love the Beatles,
but no, I know, but I mean, the Tolkien family is very protective of what gets done and what doesn't. So I would imagine that if they're hiring him, they think he knows his stuff.
Is Andy Serkis going to be in it? He is.
I would imagine in some
He'll be
sort of
voicing
way.
something.
Yeah, I would imagine that it's going to because, Andy Serkis is doing the Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
In a little while. So, yeah, a lot of that stuff is just being rehashed. I mean, we've got The Mummy coming out again, Mummy 4.
See, those are just...
We've got another John Wick movie that's going to be in production here pretty soon.
So Dave on the stream says, God forbid they make a new movie based on an original story. I mean, it's not like this town, he means LA, is full of writers. I just wonder how many original, unique scripts that could have been amazing films just get cast aside because these production companies, what have you, just go, nah, we're just going to keep
make the
cranking out.
Flintstones.
Yeah, it's like all the lost art that we don't get to see.
And the stuff that gets remade makes $1 billion. Right. So it's
Yeah, well, I'd say too,
what
though,
am I
like back in the,
complaining
but
about,
like back in the day, I bet the percentage of things that were written that never got made was higher. Because there are way more places making things now than there were 20, 30, 40 years ago.
You do have companies like
avenues to
A24 that
Yeah.
does original stuff all the time. But again, it doesn't make the big money
Right.
for them.
The big studios want the big
I
paycheck.
want
like
to
the
see
retreads.
I want to see the ET of 2026, just like a completely original, huge blockbuster. But they would never do that. They would just remake ET.
Well, it was, but the modern version of that was Stranger Things.
Right.
Right. Like it's TV shows as much as it is movies.
Sure. Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, like,
But I do agree with you guys. I'd love more of that.
I think Rachel's concept is really interesting. I've never really had that thought before. Like, imagine being in a gigantic warehouse full of all the movies never made, all the books written and never published, all the poems.
They've filmed series and movies and stuff that we'll never see that they've scrapped at the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
second.
you're
Like, they
right.
had a whole Catwoman series
Right.
that they just ditched at the very last second because they knew it wasn't going to make money.
Well, if they shelve it and never put it out, they can write it off.
Right.
I have something really fun. I hope it'll be really fun for the next segment, if you'll allow me, Dave.
Sure.
And if you'll allow me to front sell it. I'm just saying.
Go
If we're
crazy.
going to talk about more movies. Keep it locked right here. DGS.
Okay, there you go. That's what we call a tease in the business. Tell you guys about Bethesda. I was at Bethesda today. I had a couple of things to do. I needed to meet with my hospice patients, what I told you about at the beginning of the show, and it was great, as it always is. And if you'd like to become a fellow hospice volunteer, you can go to BethesdaHealth.org, and they'll tell you how to do it. I met with my friend Michelle, who has been with Bethesda for 31 years. Our CEO has been with Bethesda for 36 years, and that is a great sign. We have nurses, and we have CNAs, and we have maintenance people who've been with us for decades. That is a great sign of a great company. We have independent living, 7 different communities around town for people who are vital and full of energy and they can take care of themselves. We have assisted living and we have skilled nursing where my mom was, like at Dilworth. And I don't pretend to be an expert on this stuff at all. I just have a pretty good gauge of people. And I had a 5-month experience with Bethesda through my mom, where we were the customer, the client, the patient. And now I have a 1.5 going on 2 years of volunteering for No One Dies Alone and hospice at Bethesda. So it's very near and dear to my heart. And I can just tell you this. I've been there when that moment comes, especially if it's for your mom or your dad, elderly loved one, and you're just frozen. You don't know what to do. Like with my mom, she had a fall. They handed me a piece of paper with 20 names of facilities on it with stars next to them. I didn't know. If that happens to you, get in touch with Michelle at Bethesda by name. You can ask for Michelle. She's great, and she will walk you through the process and really help you out, even if you end up going to a different facility. That's BethesdaHealth.org. Click on the Contact Us Now button, and you'll be talking to Michelle eventually.
I'm Mark Solinger, producer and one of the hosts of the Moth podcast. For nearly 2 decades, The Moth has brought live storytelling to stages around the world and to millions of listeners. These are real people telling true stories from their lives. Stories about a lost family recipe, about working to free a wrongfully convicted man, about realizing you need to leave your May-December romance. Stories that will move you, surprise you, make you laugh. Stories you can't forget. Join us. Follow and listen to The Moth wherever you get your podcasts.
Staples presents That Was Easy. So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures. Everything and then some. I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus. One money pit with a side of fries. But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders. $125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples. That was easy. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
You can feel the Clydesdales circling the field, hear the stands come alive, smell the hot dogs, the popcorn, and cold beer in the air. See the crowd rise as the first pitch hits the glove, and just like that, a new season begins. The countdown is on until opening day, and tickets start at just $49. Don't miss St. Louis's favorite holiday. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/opening day.
Swings, and it's a high fly ball. That's hit deep. It's a gunner! It's a gunner! And a game winner!
Start the season in style on Saturday, March 28th. The Cardinals welcome the Tampa Bay Rays for a spring showdown downtown. That day, you can score a lightweight Cardinals pullover, a navy blue look built for early season nights and easy everyday wear. Comfortable, classic, and ready for cool evenings at the ballpark. It's a layer you'll reach for all season long. Get tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
Bernie Miklos here for Saliga Heating and Cooling. Our family's called the Saliga family for 18 years, and we are grateful for Saliga's honesty, knowledge, and professionalism. They're the best. For more info, visit SaligaHeatingandCooling.com.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 325. Dave Murray joins us in about 10 minutes. Floor's all yours, Rach.
Okay. Everybody think of your favorite movie quote that everyone in the room would know.
Okay.
And you just shout it out whenever.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
There we go.
Oh, I've got mine. I've got 3 of them tattooed on me.
Can we read them?
2 of them you can. The one on my rib says "Never tell me the odds," which is Star Wars. And then I have my hypocrisy.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
My hypocrisy knows no bounds from Tombstone, and I'm your Huckleberry from Tombstone.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I like
Tombstone's got like 20 quotes. So you can be like,
well, I only
great.
picked 2.
Yeah.
I only have 2.
No, it's a great quotable movie. I love that movie.
You got a quote, Wheels?
Yeah, the easiest one is the Star Wars one from when I was a kid. Got a bad feeling about this.
A lot of Star Wars quotes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's another, but there's a million Caddyshack quotes.
What do you think, Andrew? You got one?
Cinderella story.
Yeah.
He's got nothing.
He's never even seen
we
a movie.
we sure saved Private Ryan. That's from the end.
Actually, there's a great one for that one though. From that movie is when he's talking about when they're talking about who do you complain to, who do you gripe to? Gripes go up, not down. So I gripe to my superior. That's a great line. I love that one.
I think Andrew can read.
Yeah.
So you guys just
I can't hear him. Deaf.
You all named, very recognizable quotes. I'm going to say large swaths of the population are going to recognize those quotes, right?
Correct.
Can you name a quote from the last 10 years that you think everybody would know? Any movie from the past 10 years that you think most people would get the quote?
Best movies the last 10 years.
Probably the most recent I can think of is the older than that, and that would be like, You Had Me at Hello.
Yeah,
That's
that was
probably
like
early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was probably 2000.
Oh, I think.
For real.
Oh, wait a minute. You had me at hello. Jerry Maguire?
Yeah.
Jerry
That
Maguire
might have been
was
the
like,
90s.
Oh,
yeah,
that
that
was
might have
old,
been
yeah.
like 97,
Yeah, I was
98.
like
Yeah.
96, I was thinking.
96. 96.
Well, but there's a good reason for that, though, right? Like,
Well, it just symbolizes the death of our monoculture. Like
Yeah.
that we are so
Shared
fragmented.
experiences.
Although
also-
there's a lot of Anchorman quotes, though. But I
Anchorman,
don't know,
But even that's
like-
old. That's
yeah,
old.
that's
Anchorman
like-
is 22 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the death of the monoculture. And I do think it says something about movies in the past 10 years too. I'm not saying there haven't been good movies. I'm just saying like what huge blockbuster, like we just talked about, I want to see another E.T. on the big screen. Have we had anything similar to that at all? Where it
John
was-
says
Yeah,
Avengers
no,
Assemble.
that's the one.
All right,
that's
that
the
probably
that's the
is.
But that's not
hair
like-
standing
But
up
that
on the
was
back
still
of your
like
neck.
2011.
Also,
so,
that's
like,
like a comic book that's been around for 100 years. That's not like a
a movie quote.
because all
Although
of
I
those
do quote the Ultron where it's like none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
all of
I've got it.
those all of those quotes that you hear in those movies nowadays are, and I'm not going against movies nowadays. I think part of the reason why we don't quote movies from the last 10 years, but we do quote Jaws is because Jaws has been around in culture for, 50, 60 almost years now at this point.
It's time.
But a lot of those lines now are like, well, that happened, and you just, you're not quoting that.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Inflation is squeezing budgets, and global events can shake markets overnight. If you're close to retirement, this is not the time for, I hope this works out. That's why Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group are hosting an upcoming educational seminar called Retirement Simplified, April 7th at the All Financial Group offices. You'll learn how to deal with rising costs, taxes, crazy markets, and the fear of running out of money. The date again is April the 7th. It's complimentary, but you must reserve a seat. 636-230-8824 or at yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, or registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. The All Financial Group is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the U.S. government or any other government agency.
So one big difference between Mark Cantor, my personal injury attorney, and other personal injury attorneys, especially the big ones who brag about being the biggest and do the most advertising, is that you probably don't even meet them because they brag about, I didn't even meet them. I didn't go in once. I did it all online. Maybe I'm way old school and I haven't practiced law in 25 years, but I hate that. How can you be a lawyer? How can you be an advocate for someone and you never meet them? You never look them in the eye. You never shake their hand. That's insanity to me. Mark Cantor does it in a very different way. Not only is it very personal and very hands-on, but the case I sent him out of my private life, where the little girl has been hospitalized for almost a year now, he was in on that in like the first couple of hours and has helped them to get her placement into different rehabs and things like that. So you can choose someone where you're one of 3 million and they don't even shake your hand, or you can go see a true lawyer who's going to be intimately involved with your case and your life from beginning to end. If you or someone you care about is injured, you think someone else may be at fault, 314-628-9999 or cantorinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, not a bad afternoon. Just the usual slowdowns for most folks on westbound Highway 70. You've got heavy traffic from about Sunbelt to Cave Springs, a little busy at Highway K. Eastbound 70, there's some slow traffic east of the Blanchett into 270. Southbound 270, 364 down through pretty much Doherty Ferry, a little busy at Big Bend, past 44 and approaching Tesson Ferry. Just not as bad the further south you get, really. South 170, Ladue to 64 is off the pace. Westbound 64, Kings Highway, headed to Big Bend. Lindbergh to 270, a little slow at Topgolf, and then 364 out to Highway 70. South 170 at Ladue, North 170 busy, Scudder to Airport Road. Westbound 44, just the right lanes back up at Geyer. Southbound 55, south of Arsenal to Bates. Butler Hill through Merrimack Bottom delays. Midway down from M through Highway Z across the Joachim Creek. Northbound around McNutt's a little backed up. And on the Illinois side, the typical jam, eastbound 70 east of the Mutual Veterans Bridge over to 64 and 64 heavy east of 255 midway to 159. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends at Zero Res. You know, they do such a great job. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes now. This month, buy one, get one room of carpet clean for free. Unlimited rooms of carpet. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and let them know that Dave sent you.
Baseball is here, and for this baseball season, FanDuel is letting you choose your own reward for opening week. It's a betting customization that transforms how you experience the game. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next MLB bet. FanDuel, as you may or may not know, is the home of home runs, and in fact, I like Juan Soto, 37.5 for the season. I'm kind of feeling like you might go over that. So if you're ready to play your game, this is the time to do it with FanDuel. FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to choose your reward for MLB's opening week. FanDuel is an official partner of MLB. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Experience power, beauty, and bold imagination with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra in Beethoven's Emperor Concerto, Radiant Vision. Acclaimed pianist Vikingur Olofsson returns to perform Beethoven's heroic Emperor Piano Concerto alongside Kevin Putz, led by music director Stefan Denev. March 27th and 28th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
It's opening day tomorrow.
The Cards, the Rays.
Ameren Total Access 220. First pitch 3:15.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is your premier provider of fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, and more. Call them for a free estimate today. Now offering 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com.
Welcome back, guys. DJS on KMOX. Janelle is hanging out with us until 4 p.m. Matt Pauly will be here at 4. Dave Murray in the big box on the stream, courtesy of Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. How goes it?
Hello. You get two sponsors, you get the big box.
That's right.
It's good to be Dave Murray.
Nobody puts Dave Murray in the little box.
Hard to keep me there if you do.
Dave, can you think of a movie in the last 10 years that's quotable?
No, last 10 years, not at all. Not at all.
I actually Googled it, and they gave me a bunch of responses, and I'm like, no.
Not that one.
Like, yeah.
The Minecraft movie.
Chicken jockey. That's some people are saying. I don't know what it is or what it means.
I don't know what it is either.
But it's kind of a fun like verbal stim. Like you catch yourself saying it.
No, you don't.
No.
Andrew's having a weird day.
Yeah.
I've literally never caught myself.
Yeah, I've upset some dork named Steve Copper.
Oh my God.
Otherwise known as a listener.
Yeah.
He loves to antagonize the stream. He loves to do it.
Kind of lives for
Poke
it.
the bear.
Hey,
Poke
he's
the
not
bear.
he's not listening anymore, so I can say whatever I want. Isn't that right, Steve?
Sort of like Andrew's little ant farm. Dave, we still thinking 92 tomorrow?
Yeah, nothing changes at all. We're very mild overnight. We are warmer today, still warm right now. delightful evening. 63, that's it for the overnight low. I'm still going 92 tomorrow. Fast warm up after a relatively mild start. 92. The record for the day is 87. The all-time March record is 92. So we're going to break the daily record easily. And we could tie the all-time record anyway.
Wouldn't that be
Maybe break
something?
it.
Hottest day in March ever.
Yeah, if we're going to do it, let's break it. Let's absolutely break it. Opening day, hottest ever. Come on, that would be awesome.
Dave, how far back do we go with legit weather statistics?
In my book, late 1800s.
Wow.
And this one, the 92 is from 1929. There are some people now that are kind of cherry picking the numbers and saying, well, we're not sure the thermometer was accurate. Well, why not? It's a thermometer. Hasn't changed in centuries.
How old is the thermometer?
It goes back to Fahrenheit and Celsius days.
Which tells me nothing.
Developed the scale.
Yeah. I know
Google it.
I know so little about thermometers.
So it's credited to Italian inventor Centaurio Centaurio, and it was made in 1612.
There you go. I was going to go early 1700s. So.
Wish my name was Centaurio Centaurio.
No.
My life would be
In
very
15
Imagine what you
different.
can do with a name like
In
that.
1592, Galileo Galilei had a prototype, but never got there.
Another great name.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Sandoria.
We should do that. We should.
That would be great.
We've
That
never
would be
done that.
great.
We should do the Sweet 16 of all-time greatest names.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What if we all had the same first and last name? It's Dave Dave. It's Rachel.
Wheel.
Centaurio.
Stop it. You're making me feel high. And
Oh,
I'm
wait,
not.
Glover.
All right. Anything?
Yeah.
Dave's looking for his notebook. I'm in the zone. What?
I'm
Now,
just like,
there is a shot of some thunderstorms developing tomorrow afternoon, but I think it's well to our north and northeast. I don't think it's a concern for St. Louis at all. The cold front comes through late Thursday night, early Friday morning. Winds shift to the northwest. I think we'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms, non-severe, mainly after midnight, Thursday night into Friday morning. Friday eventually goes partly sunny, but it's windy and it's cooler. 53. Think about that. We're 92 tomorrow, 53 on Friday, 33 Friday night into Saturday morning with a light freeze, especially away from the city. Saturday, sunny and cool, 59. Sunday, sunny and 65. Yeehaw.
Dave, what are the risks over the next 10 days or so to plants and things like that from the up and down?
I still don't like doing, certainly no warm weather crops. But you could have lettuce and onion and radish and stuff like that in a vegetable garden now. They'd be fine.
Do you think
They'd
our
love it.
flowers are going to pay the price? The ones that just come up
I
naturally?
I think they paid the price already.
Okay.
Because remember, we had that stretch where we were down like the upper teens.
Yeah.
And didn't get above freezing for almost 36 hours. So those things got it. What happens Friday night into Saturday morning, very light. I wouldn't be concerned about it at all. And, up and through April 15th, man, just don't force the season.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to in this kind of weather, but don't
we
force the season.
We do it every year. Some of
Yeah,
us.
absolutely. Yep.
Headlines, Rach?
Yeah, let's start with this Meta case. A jury has found that Meta failed to protect kids from sexual predators and misled their users. This happened in New Mexico, and Meta has been ordered to pay $375 million in civil penalties.
This should be a much bigger story than it's going to be because, one, we all already knew it.
Right.
We all knew intuitively that they were bad guys. $375 million is no longer a lot of money.
It's nothing to them.
Especially to them. So it's just sort of like, oh, okay.
So I have a question, Dave. New Mexico attorneys had been seeking $2 billion, ended up with $375. Whenever an attorney general for a state takes on a case like this, is it because a group of parents have come to them and said, hey, we have this, we need your help? Is that generally how that happens?
Yeah, I'm a little more jaded than that. I think the attorney general position, for the most part, has become a very political position.
Like a showboating thing.
Yeah, because you can go from attorney general to senator like we saw with Eric Schmidt. And so I think most attorneys general, not all, I'm painting with a very broad brush here, pick and choose their cases based on one, public good, but definitely also good to them. And this one's going to be great for whoever this is because it's going to be a fairly big story, especially there. And there you go.
Big win.
Big win.
Savannah Guthrie is giving her first TV interview since the abduction of her 84-year-old mother, Nancy Guthrie. So they previewed it today. I believe it's going to air in 2 parts tomorrow and Friday. Savannah sat down with Today Show co-host Hoda Kotb, just described the ordeal as unbearable, and they obviously want to bring their mother home. This is just such a heartbreaking situation, but also such an interesting one that it's happening to such a public figure who's not even just famous. She's in the media.
Yeah.
So the very show that she hosts is covering this story.
It's very weird.
It's the whole thing is so bizarre and so tragic. And I hope they can find peace someday. But this story has basically disappeared from headlines other than the fact that Savannah Guthrie is doing this interview.
I don't want to manifest anything bad in anyone's life, but we all have our worst fears. You know, your child being sick with a terminal disease or something like that. When I was younger, I watched that movie with the guy from Hill Street Blues that was based on, where his son Adam was taken. And one scene, they bring him in and they put headphones on him because they have a tape of a child being tortured. And this really happened in real life. And he has to listen to it and identify whether it's his son Adam. And the guy in the scene the actor was great. And you can't hear anything. You just see it reacting to it. And I didn't have kids back then. And I remember thinking, someone taking my child and not knowing their fate would have to be the worst thing I can imagine.
Absolutely.
And if it's your mom, it's not much better. You know, she was an older lady, but no one can say like, well, you know, she's 84 years old, going to die some way. No, you don't know where your mother is. You assume she's probably deceased by now, but how absolutely unimaginably horrible.
You know, one thing I think the story did, at least I hope, is that people start, if they have Ring cameras or they have a security cameras, make sure they're working.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe have more than one.
And how amazing it is just from like a real crime kind of thing. If you're like a Dateline watcher, there was so much evidence in this case. I mean, it came out sort of in drips and drabs, but you know, you've got video of the guy. You know what backpack he uses, you know what gloves he has, you know this, you know that. You have all these multiple email, and this is probably the most famous case I can remember that will probably remain unsolved.
Just like, how though? In the modern time, with the way you've got cameras all up and down neighborhoods and you can just trace someone backwards, this guy sure presented himself as an idiot.
Yeah.
He's like looking around the front porch and he's putting himself on camera. I mean, like, how can that person be smart enough to pull off something that never gets found?
Well, he did one thing that a lot of people don't do. It doesn't seem like he brought his cell phone with him.
Yeah.
And that is, you know, a huge way they track these people. If you turn it off, if you leave it at home, you can move with a lot more stealth.
And you know what? Sometimes you just get lucky.
Yeah.
Or unlucky, depending on your position in that case. But yeah.
Let's do one more story. Easter candy now costs 67% more than it did in 2020. This is according to an analysis from Investors Observer. Now, this sounds kind of crazy to me. A typical family of 4 spent around $93 on Easter candy in 2020. They would now need roughly $155 to get the same haul.
What?
That seems like an insane amount to spend on
That
Easter
does seem
candy.
like a lot of money.
How?
$93 in 2020. Now they would spend $155.
That's a 60% increase in 6 years for candy.
For candy, and you've got popular standbys like Reese's eggs, the Cadbury eggs, so expensive. Hershey's bars. These once ran about $3.50 to $3.99, and now they're looking like about $4.80 to $8.29 for these candies. The shoppers that were surveyed have only upped their candy spending by 15%. So candy costs 67% more. It's not rising to the occasion. People aren't willing to spend as much.
Here's the most old man thing I'll say all day.
Right.
I remember the Easter I got my first solid chocolate bunny, and I thought my dad was made president
instead of a hollow one.
Yeah. That was the best.
I don't like the solid ones. They're hard to eat.
They can be.
They can
You
be.
gotta gnaw
If you get
on
those bigger ones, yeah.
Oh, I like.
You gotta
gnawing
get a
on
big
them.
old knife
Leave
and
those
just
big tooth marks on them. Oh,
Yeah,
go-
let it soak in your mouth.
yes, sir. Melts in your mouth and not
I'm
in your
just
hand.
gonna leave the rest of that there with all those enzymes on it. Just
Yeah, that makes my next question even weirder. Do you go face first or butt first?
Face first. You start with the ears.
Ears.
Yeah. And then you work. And
That's
once
the
you get to the
easiest.
real solid part in the middle where it's like
The
too big.
haunches.
Yeah, the haunches where it's too big to fit the whole thing in your mouth.
Yeah,
And you just
gnaw.
kind of work in a circle almost.
You still talking about the bunny?
And it just like a sawing motion almost.
Very gnawing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
I rarely gnaw in my life, but around Easter I usually do.
bunny style.
Is that you?
That's
Why are you doing that?
That's gnawing on the
Not
chocolate.
me.
Someone
Not me.
dared him to freak me out today.
All right, Dave, time for your live.
See you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Tell you guys about First Missouri Credit Union. If you would like a very, very beautiful building with very friendly people who seem legitimately happy that you are there, looking to help you out in any way they can, being able to set up a brand new checking and savings account in less than 15 minutes, because I did it myself. You're looking for First Missouri Credit Union. Also, the kicker is if you would like to get 4.27% on your checking account up to $100,000, which is great. If you compare that to all of the certificate of deposit percentages right now, I think we're even better than that. So everything good happens at First Missouri Credit Union. Also, they're located on Lee May Ferry. You may live in Darden Prairie, and that's not very convenient. But because of the credit union system we have here in the U.S., you can do your banking. I know that's ironic. I call it that at the credit union closest to your home. Once you make one trip to First Missouri, get the account set up, get your 4.27% going, and then you are set. 314-544-5050, the number one STMOCU.org.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, this traffic report's a service of Artistic Decks. So we got some trouble in North County right now. We have a crash on the ramp from southbound 270 to Highway 70. The ramp is currently closed, so you cannot get through. Want to talk about our USPS Ground Advantage reliable route then to get you around that. You can exit at the Rock Road, those exit lanes of the Rock Road, and take the Rock Road west to 141 or east over to Highway 70 and get back on the highway there. You can also take Lindbergh southbound from 270 or 170 southbound from 270. You have multiple options, but again, that ramp South 270 onto Highway 70 is currently closed. Westbound Highway 70, there's some slow traffic at the airport, slow traffic west of 94 to Zumbel, and then from A to Z in Wentzville. Eastbound 70, east of the Blanchard into 270 slow. South 270, 364 down through Ladue to Manchester. Both ways are heavy. South 170 is bogged down Woodson to Olive, and then it jams south of Delmar to 64. Westbound 64 Kings Highway to McCausland. Spady out to Ballas, so it'll slow at Topgolf, and it backs up 364 to 70. Eastbound 64, Mason into 270 at the Interbelt's heavy. Southbound 55, Arsenal through Bates is bumper to bumper. Butler Hill through Merrimack Bottom, slow midway down from M past Highway Z through the Joachim Creek area. Eastbound 70 is jammed, Musel Veterans Bridge over to 64. 64 is backed up from the Poplar over to 70. And then again from 255 midway to 159. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
St. Louis's unofficial holiday is almost here. It's Cardinals opening day, Thursday, March 26th. And KMOX's Cakes and Eggs, presented by Budweiser, is back. This year with a new twist. You don't need a ticket to enjoy KMOX's live broadcast at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, featuring Cardinals alumni, front office personnel, special guests, and so much more. First come, first serve. Doors open at 9 a.m. Celebrate opening day with dirt cheap Budweiser and Rally House. More info at KMOX.com/events.
If you're looking to make an upgrade in how you feel day to day, do yourself a favor. Check out GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Obviously, I've been with them for about 10 months now, and I feel like I did a decade ago. It's because we found what works for me. So you have to understand a couple of things about your experience at Game Day. This isn't like one size fits all. You show up, here's a bottle, here are a couple things you can take, and then go home. This is a full medical breakdown, right? You can do a blood test, you have a consultation, You're going to get personalized service so that it's going to work for you. I mean, that's what they did with me. Found out testosterone numbers were low, and now they're not. Now they're normal, which is why I feel good. I recover better from workouts. I sleep great. No matter what, the day-to-day is just better. Now, maybe that's exactly what would work for you, but you're going to find out if you go to Game Day Men's Health and you do the consultation. You figure out what it is. Now, maybe you have a different goal. You may be looking at medical weight loss, and they have great options there. They have their own pharmacy. They buy things in large quantities because Game Day has 500 locations around the United States, one here in O'Fallon, Missouri, one in Chesterfield, but they get great prices. So whatever it is, don't deal with it. There's an answer. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com and see how you can get back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for Your Retirement Highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Ever notice how your floors still look dirty even after you mop?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Swiffer Power Mop gives you a deeper clean you can actually see.
I'm listening.
Unlike string mops, Swiffer Power Mop absorbs more dirt and locks it away, even in those hard-to-reach spots.
Like behind the toilet?
Exactly. The new micro scrubbers deliver thousands of tiny deep cleaning actions, so your floors look, smell, and feel clean.
Bye-bye, dirty floors. Hello, Swiffer Power Mop.
Try the Swiffer Power Mop. Love it or your money back.
Welcome back, guys. DJS, tiny little segment here. Sorry. Kev, Karen says, anyone know where to watch the Cards game tomorrow on TV? Do you?
Not specifically, because I don't know what service people are using. Right? So it'll be specific to your provider, and the Cardinals have it on the website. So if you have cable, it'll be on there. You just have to find the channel. If you have satellite, it'll be on there. You have to find the channel. If you stream, then you either need to have the MLB app or Cardinals TV.
I
have
just listened
both.
to it on KMOX.
So we're good.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, but if you have cable or satellite, it's going to be there because it's always been there, but it will not be the same channel that the old station was.
Cool. Thanks, Janelle.
Thank you.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm John Morgan. There are many reasons to hire Morgan & Morgan for your injury case. Reason number 3. First, all lawyers are not the same. If my family had an injury case and I couldn't hire us, there are only about 3 to 4% of the lawyers out there that I would hire. And here's why. Most of them rarely, if ever, go to trial. They just take the last best offer. Hell, you can do that yourself. Do this. If you're looking for a lawyer, Google Morgan & Morgan results and see what comes up. It may shock you. Then Google the firm you're thinking of hiring and do the same. That may shock you as well. We became the largest injury firm in the world for a reason. We won a lot. $30 billion and counting. Morgan & Morgan, for the people